We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up on the radio. Radio, turned up on the radio. Turned up on the radio. Turned up on the radio. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind.
Hello, welcome to Two Nights in Mind. I'm Julie, one of your hosts. I'm John with my co-host. How is everyone doing tonight?
Guess I'm alive.
Doing good, feeling good, looking good.
I'm not a little better than him, so that's a good thing. You know, you ain't going backwards, but then when you look at him, did you really say anything? So it ain't go two different ways. I'm alive.
That's right.
Wow. Want to send a special shout out to some of my number one fans. Jordan, we got Ian, and I got a new member who's really an old member. If you're watching, I want to say hello to the one and only D. Robinson. You know who you are.
Okay. Awesome.
Hey, everyone. I don't know who they are, Robinson, but hello, Robinson.
Yeah.
Hello,
what up?
I have many fans.
You want to say hello to your fans too?
I don't have to. Listen,
he ain't got nobody to name. He can't shout them out like me.
What?
Listen,
don't do him like that.
Right. When you ain't got but two, it's easy to do that. Go ahead and tell me, y'all. I'm a fan. I got something talking about renewing something. What is this one? People always trying to get you renewed. I don't remember doing this.
Shalom, everyone.
Yeah, shalom. What's going on? Y'all know we got some topics to talk about tonight too. And I don't know, but I'm gonna remember so much stuff, man. I don't know what that thing is. But anyway, here we are. Once again, inform people on what makes us great. And it ain't one individual, it's all of us collectively. It's not one ideology. It's the ideology of everybody having a consensus of being a better you, not getting sold out to a party, but getting sold out to an agenda that we have to work together to make ourselves better and affect so many other people around us. I think considering our fellow man has been a lost cause. What y'all think? Do you think that the average person considers the other person?
No.
I say every person should consider two people besides themselves. What you think?
No, they don't.
No,
they should, but
think about it. If every person considered two other people,
it could become a change.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be rapid. It'll be dramatic.
That's something we could start.
Somebody said Commissioner Smitty Smith, and the whole panel. I appreciate that. Shalom. There go Quay. Good to see you, Quay. Quay, how the gorilla doing?
Oh, well.
Well, you already know what it is. See, I already know. You already got a fan base. Quay, how the gorilla doing? Is he still champion? Like skipping out the top, chimping out the top? Okay, don't worry about it. You got to be there. You got to understand. You got to have one of the minds that move fast. But anyway, how everybody we've been going before we get to talking about this, what is it, Project 2025? I don't know how many people are probably familiar with it, but it's something that concern me, alerting me to want to investigate more of it. I've been going. We had a young lady who's going to try to have as a guest kind of speak on it, but due to, I guess, part affiliations and other groups or organizations, weren't able to appear in person to do it. But for me, I subscribe to Tony and the individual, not to the party. I think what's good for people, not to her, but just people in general. I think it's good for people to look at the individual. Sometimes in the party, you find too many of the masses, you know, their ideology is twisted. I think it's good for people to kind of look at the person. And I think parties have, my honest opinion myself. Well, all my opinions are honest, so it don't make a difference. You know, to say that I shouldn't have had to say it. In my opinion, basically, I think that's what's more or less kind of served us from being humans and caring about one another, because we all more or less subscribe to. Think about it, we're broken down into parties, we're broken down into economic classes, we're broken down into other social classes, whether health, whether fat, skinny, short, tall. We're broken down into races, colors. We got so many different barriers. How do you really fix the problem with people when you have this? And then, not to mention, you got sororities and other groups, and then elk clubs and the Knights of Columbia, the Masons. You got so many different organizations that people broken down into. How do you get the way you fix people? Y'all tell me what you think. What's our list? I know we kind of early talking. I'll ask y'all how y'all are doing first. What do y'all think about that?
For me in particular, I feel that I think guidance and educating the person is number one. And then the person wanting to change, because if the person does not want to change, then, there's really nobody can do anything for that person. And then in a psychological point of view, environmental, that's when you said that, someone should care for two people. I think that's a great thing to do, because environmental is a big thing for mental health. So I feel like if environmental, I think that's why a lot of people go into groups, right? Into societies and, churches, and it helps them. And the first thing that we ask, who's your support group? Because environmental either helps break the person or make the person stronger. So.
Okay. I agree. What say you? Bueno, aka I ain't got no love, and I call myself a doctor, a relationship.
I'm with her in terms of environmental, always learning more,
We're talking about always learning more in the environment. No, we're talking about how things affect people. Man, always learning more. Oh, Jessica back, my friend. Jessica, I'm so hurt. I ain't seen or heard from you. Jessica, you threw me away. I hope you didn't go and go to that new lady and make her your friend. Because you're supposed to go through me, remember that. We don't accept any friends till we got to do the go through.
I haven't been connected, preacher, because we said you were going to be here. Because I'm
the buffer.
I don't know her.
I hadn't seen her. Where were you at last week? Good to see you, Sad. Good to see you, Robin, Chelsea.
Everyone.
Yeah. So yeah. Just keep it a message. She said, "What happened?" That's good. Have you been watching still? So I said she following us on our other line. Have you been following us still? What you think, Tula, with all the different groups and societies and others? She said she's been traveling. I like to travel too. Right now, on the road I'm traveling down this poverty road. Smitty is breaking me. She is killing me. I understand the job keep you moving. But you know what? You still got that day you can watch. Good to see you, John. What's going on? So, Tula, what you think with all the sororities, fraternities, other social groups, clubs, race diversity, economics, health, wealth, all these, I think all these, political party, all these are like social groups that divide us in some form of sense. Do y'all agree? It doesn't allow you sometimes to look out for the common man or care for the common man. I'm not saying they're all bad, because they all have, I think they start out with a good base, but somewhere along the line, I think we kind of got we all. I mean, in religions. I mean, in religions. I don't want to exclude religion. I'm a pastor. I mean, all these things I think play a part of. Good to see you, Dorcas. But yeah, it's I think all of them play a part of us divided because of a certain religious belief. It doesn't allow us to care for another person. We might say we'll care, but we don't, actively get involved to make changes or help people. I think because of social economic groups, what we say to people that are less fortunate. I mean, pull up yourself by your bootstraps, just like I did. I think a lot of times social classes create conversations and create ideologies, and those ideologies and those conversations don't always in turn allow us to care about the fellow man. And I'd be the first one to say that. I had to look at that. You'd be surprised. I tell people all the time, your groups play a part on how you think and how you react to situations. Being a free thinker, like sometimes because of groups and associations and other things that don't allow you to be fair with other people because of I can't agree to your color, your race, your size, your economic status, your health, whatever it might be. Bill, how your son doing? Oh, the family doing well. See, thank you. See, Joe, that's why me and you friends. We're gonna sing. I'm gonna sing a song. You're gonna sing it for me in Spanish so we can welcome everybody. Now, I can sing it in Spanish, but then see if I sing it in Spanish, then that's me trying to step outside. They don't know. Years ago, I used to have a high top fade, kind of not the ugly one. I mean, mine was neat, the pretty one. Had that carry. Oh, that thing. See, two to get jealous. I used to come out of the water. That thing used to lay down. Oh my goodness.
Do you have pictures? I would like to see pictures.
Let me tell you what happened. Okay.
She took the pictures and she disappeared them.
Close your eyes and dream like he does. You'll see it too.
Okay, where you at right now? Put your face up against him. What are you talking about? Let me tell you what happened. See, women got mine back then. They got them. They wanted them. See, I couldn't keep my people that got all their pictures. You know why they got them? Love Dog, you got pictures of you, don't you? You know why you got them?
The world does. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I know it. Listen, I just took the trash out. I said when I looked at the top of it, I was like, ooh, they're gonna love Dog. You everywhere.
Oh my goodness. But wait, what happened to your pictures, Preacher?
What happened to
I know Thule threw them out.
Listen.
Close your eyes.
Okay, seriously, a lot of my pictures, they gone. They're in the hands of women. They out there somewhere, and they know they got they're jealous husbands, boyfriend that got them and threw them away. I'm telling you, listen. I'm telling you something. Listen, I was a hottie. Tula know it. Why you think she came begging me and paying me?
Didn't beg you, didn't pay.
And pay.
Would never.
Listen, I'm telling you, I don't get by that $160 you gave me. So I'm trying to keep. Don't make me go back now.
Because
yeah. No, hold on. Answer the question. Did you not? Okay, that's it. You paid.
Wait, $160.
I don't know break into my past, but she knows.
No. Let's ask why did a regular woman
ask me why. Let her ask me why. Let's go. Let her ask me why. Let her ask me why. Go ahead, Joe, my friend. Go ahead.
Ask him why.
Go ahead. Ask him why. Ask why. Ask me why did she give me $160?
Why did she give you $160?
Because you gotta pay to play. That's what I'm talking about, Dr. Joe. That's what it is.
Got to pay.
Now, Tuli, why did you give him $160?
Listen, don't worry about that. We done already talked about it. Listen, ain't but two stories, like the truth, then there's Tula's side, okay? You done heard mine. So
he said that he got a speeding ticket and he didn't have the money to pay for the ticket. So me being the kind person that I am and always have been.
Hey, you doing Simone? Let me tell you what, this girl up here, she's
supposed to have money. Asking me, can I please talk? Asking me for money. That did not cross my mind. All I knew was a friend was in need and I was able to help. So I gave the money.
You have to be thankful she gave you $160 for your speeding ticket.
Listen to me, Joe. Close eyes right on, close mine. Dream of that story she told. You see why you can't see it? Because it don't exist.
Okay, wow.
I believe it. It makes sense because
all right, we gotta move on. We gotta show them around. Listen, we ain't got time to go. We ain't got time to go people past failure. The light look real. What's that? And anemic. Okay, hit that like test. Was that tater tot kid? Listen, it's time to get moving. It's time to get moved. So we done heard the truth now.
We would never know.
Tell what happened.
Don't worry about it. I paid $5 one time before too. We all done paid.
Okay. Well, all right.
Look, now the name of the song you want me to sing. A line of
Happy birthday.
Who? No, well, man. Is it your birthday?
That's the only thing he likes.
You sang something. Let me hear you say
you
something.
You can't never go wrong singing the happy birthday song. You just can't. You can't go wrong with it. That's a number one go-to.
It is.
Everybody know it. And if you want to sing, that's a song that you know. See, if I picked a different song, you probably wouldn't know it. So I just say happy birthday.
What?
That's the song I would like to hear you sing.
No, I don't want to sing that. That makes no sense. It's nobody's birthday. Please stop with the drugs, okay?
Actually, I think it is somebody's birthday. Didn't we send some birthday shout outs?
Yeah, that's right. The day is Naomi's birthday, but she's not here.
There you go.
No, she's not on here. Let me tell you how to do something. They do the weirdest stuff. They say happy birthday greetings to kids that's not in the thread. I'm trying to figure out why would your kid be in that thread? Thank you. All right, now come on, let's hear it. Well, we got to go ahead and talk about what we're talking about. So let me tell you something. I brought something to the crew. We was looking to hear them. We was looking to talk about. I don't know if people are familiar with what is the Project 2025. What is it called? The Project 2025. Well, it's on the video. So we had a video that I sent to the group that we're going to hear. I had somebody again who's going to come on and kind of talk about it. But and we're just talking about this because we want people to be aware of whatever you vote, whoever you vote for, you have to vote on things. For me, I look at this. What's your convictions? People that you see that are really for change and betterment. I'll say this, and I made it known publicly anywhere. Okay, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, Independent Party, Green Party, whatever you call yourself. Look people consciously at the individual. Look at the individual track record. Look at the individual honesty and what they're trying to do. And I'm saying, and people that are looking to bring resolve. One thing for sure, we're in one of the worst economic disasters you've ever seen. They're still saying we have recovered from COVID, which is just downright retarded, ridiculous. We have our military stretched out to the uttermost limit. We have people don't even want to join the military, let alone the fact that they're stretched out and people trying to get out. We got from bird flu to so many other different ailments, COVID. I mean, look, the water, look at nature in itself, self-preservation. I mean, nature is defending itself. The number one rule of survival is self-preservation. You know that? Nature is defending itself by killing our people. Nature is defending itself. While we're fighting each other, nature is fighting all of us. There's no country, there's no county, there's no city that's being neglected. It comes down to destroy the nature. And we got mass building when people can't even afford it. This is everywhere. So when you start looking at a candidate, please use your head. The fact that we having to choose between two of the oldest decrepit white people they have left here on the planet. That's just being honest. This is just, you have so many more qualified, not just whites, Hispanics, blacks, Indians. I'm talking about native Indians as well as any other national. I mean, people of every race and color. There are way more qualified than these two baboons. These guys are killing us. And the argument is which one of these worst people are the best of the worst. And now we're fighting this, and people will support something. That's terrible. The Democratic Party is calling this man to quit. When your own party see you failing, and the fact that they're looking at his health, they should look at bills. They should look at agendas. Trump is a disgrace to the Republican Party. The fact that they left him in there, he's a failure. When you run on whoever doesn't pay their bill in NATO, I'm going to encourage Russia to bomb them. We're talking about who lives in the country? Citizens. The fact that a world leader will let something come out of their mouth like that is utterly retarded. And the fact that the Republican Party will support that, shame on you. So when it comes out of both of them, I think both of them would do good to sit down. It's retarded. It is retarded. And the fact that we as people, American people, black, white, Indian, every race and culture here, the fact that we don't sit here and we call for justice, that we don't call for people that accept and see better for us. The fact that our Supreme Court has ruled that a president has immunity against any acts done in the White House. What is wrong with us, people? These are the people we elect. What say you? This project 2025, I just said, I found this video. I want to just let it kind of describe a little bit of what's going on. Yes, I'm passionate about it because I hate what's happening to us.
The last 2 weeks for Democrats have been bad, but there is a silver lining, one that Donald Trump is desperately trying to get under control. And that is that the more people who know about his agenda for a second term called Project 2025, the worse things get for him. Now, so as not to bury the lead, in case you don't know what—
Fair use.
It's a small sampling. The playbook calls for nullifying anti-climate change efforts while supercharging its deadly effects, abolishing the Department of Education, and dramatically cutting back on free school meals and the Head Start program, cutting earned benefits like Medicaid, expanding the deportation powers of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, banning pornography and imposing criminal penalties for those who produce it, strictly limiting abortion and rolling back pro-choice policies, blocking federal health care providers from offering gender-affirming care to trans people, and consolidating presidential power significantly. It would fundamentally alter our system of government, and if Trump gets his way, usher in the effective end of our democracy as it currently stands. The dangers of Project 2025 are so apparent that Trump himself has attempted to distance himself from it. He posted on Truth Social, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who's behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them." Well, that sounds familiar.
I don't know Papadopoulos. I don't know him. I saw him sitting in one picture at a table with me. That's the only thing I know about him. I never met this woman. I never saw this woman. I know nothing about QAnon. I just told you. I know very little. You told me. What you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I don't know him very well. I have not spoken to him much. He's not a man I know well. Seems like a nice guy, though.
Donald Trump's age-old, hardly knew him defense. When things get icky, sticky, Trump's suddenly a stranger to whoever it is in the crosshairs. He's barely met the person. He doesn't know anything about them. Never heard of them. That same defense popped up again over the weekend. This time it wasn't a person who'd once worked for him, but to an entire radical agenda laid out by Trump's closest allies, which includes eliminating the Department of Education, criminalizing abortion medicine, and installing an army of loyalists to replace those serving in federal agencies. We've covered it on this program before. We're talking, of course, about Project 2025. It is a 900-page blueprint for the next Republican administration, an extremely detailed, full-scale reimagining of something Steve Bannon said at the beginning of the first Trump term, right? The annihilation of the administrative state. It's Trump's plan for how the federal government would operate if he continues to listen to these allies. Project 2025 was created by the conservative group, the Heritage Foundation. Its president, Kevin Roberts, made this shocking comment last week. Watch.
We are going to win. We're in the process of taking this country back. We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Now, several of Trump's closest allies and former officials are part of this effort, which, quote, will remain bloodless if the left allows it to, end quote. Yet 3 days after those comments from the Heritage Foundation's president became a press, you-know-what storm, Trump trotted out his old, what? I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what Project 2025 is or who's behind it. Posting this on social media. The Heritage Foundation is a think tank, but it is a think tank, mind you, that during Trump's first administration directly handed Trump the names of the 3 Supreme Court justices he would eventually pick. 3 now Supreme Court justices who have made hugely consequential legal decisions, including to give Trump full immunity if he becomes president again, as well as furthering the agenda laid out in writing in those 900 pages authored by Project 2025.
And I gotta say, it sure is weird that Trump claims he doesn't know who's behind Project 2025, considering its authors literally staffed his administration. Like, for example, John McEntee, Russ Vought, Christopher Miller, Paul Dans, Ben Carson, Ken Cuccinelli, Peter Navarro, Roger Severino, Gene Hamilton, Rick Dearborn. In fact, Project 2025 is staffed by more than 200 100 former officials of the Trump administration. So either Donald Trump is unfamiliar with the massive conservative project worked on by hundreds of his own former officials, or he just rightly recognizes the utter deranged insanity of what a second Trump term promises to unleash, and so he wants to hide it until he's actually in office. Take all the time you need with that one. And clearly, Americans are catching on. President Biden said Project 2025 should scare every single American. It would give Trump limitless power over our daily lives and let him use the presidency to enact revenge on his enemies, ban abortion nationwide, and punish women who have an abortion, and gut the checks and balances that make America the greatest democracy in the world. Former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance said that it's a map to punish former President Trump's enemies. And here's constitutional scholar Neil Katyal revealing the dangers of SCOTUS enabling Trump's Project 2025 agenda.
One paragraph in the Chief Justice's 6-3 decision, joined only by the Republican-appointed justices, said that when Donald Trump pressured Justice Department officials to impugn the integrity of the 2020 election to the point where they even threatened to resign, he said that the court said that was an official act. That is patently absurd. The Constitution cuts the president explicitly out of election disputes for the best of reasons. The president has the most self-interest in that. So if that's an official act and the criminal law can't touch that, then there's very little that the president can't do. Just slap the label official act on it and do whatever he wants. And it connects up so much to what you're saying about Project 2025, because the check on one of the main checks on a president breaking the law or having crazy policy is the expert career staff. I saw that firsthand when I was at the Justice Department, non-political people who just tell you what it is. And the whole thing of Project 2025 is to fire all those people and replace them with Trump loyalists. That is not the Constitution. It's not been the government since the Pendleton Act of 1883. Very, very dangerous.
In fact, I spoke with the nation's premier voting rights attorney, Mark Elias, about Project 2025, and here's what he had to say. He will lie about anything Project 2025 related because the writing is on the wall, and Americans, the more they know about it, the farther they run away from him as the result of that.
Yeah, look, he needs Project 2025 as much as Project 2025 needs him. I mean, Project 2025 is to try to make more efficient the evil things that Donald Trump wants to accomplish when he's president. It is to make it more efficient to penalize ordinary Americans, to take away women's reproductive health. Right? It is to ruin our economy. It is to make it more efficient on policy, but it is also to make it more efficient with respect to personnel and actions. It collapses the power of the executive branch into one man, into him. It creates a database of people who will disregard their oath of office to the Constitution of the United States and be loyal only to him and him alone, to remove any guardrails against him executing a ruthless plan of retribution and revenge against his political enemies. People are associated with Project 2025. They are not hiding what they are trying to do. They are bragging about it. Donald Trump is minimizing it because he figures he's got 4 months to get through before he can embrace it and he can execute it.
So look, I get that the whole world wants to talk about Joe Biden. Is Joe Biden old? Yes. Is he as quick as he used to be? No. Is he the perfect candidate? Absolutely not. But let's not pretend for a second that there is any equivalency between Joe Biden, who I'd argue delivered the most expansive pro-middle class agenda of our lifetimes, who has added more than 15 million jobs, who's bolstered unions and lowered healthcare costs and funded climate and U.S. manufacturing efforts and upgraded our infrastructure, and Donald Trump, who is right now promising to usher in the end of democracy as we know it. There is no equivalency between these two. This is like if you really want Fruity Pebbles and the options in front of you are Raisin Bran and a bowl of glass. So when you cast your vote in November, you will see Joe Biden's name at the top of the ballot. But remember, this is not about Joe Biden. This is about you and the country you want to live in and the freedoms you want to preserve. That is what you're voting on, and what Republicans are desperate to make you forget. Before you go, to see more content from MSNBC, make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking the link right here on the screen. And you can also follow the link to see some exclusive content on TikTok.
I appreciate that, love, Doctor, for that, allowing that to happen. While I was playing, we had comments on the side, and if I could say this to all our listener viewers, We are a show based off of we conversate, we talk, and we talk about things that matter to people. So we're not offended on your comments toward Joe Biden or comments toward Trump. What everybody had to consider and remember, this is America. America is not based off of one man's ideology or one man's opinion or one man's life. America is based off a conglomerate of people, and people coming together look at what fits us and what makes us better. I feel my personal opinion, I think that both of these are two terrible candidates. I think America is already at its lowest point, and neither of these two guys can recover it. Neither one. I think both of them are completely bad. Trump has shown his intelligence on a lot of ends, which is terrible. Biden has overloaded this country with immigrants that have not fixed our infrastructure with people. I see counties ran on the same level as Joe Biden. Rockdale County, where I stay, is one. Newton County, so many other counties, so many other cities around this bad ideology. So I think that people have to come together, and we have to decide. We have to make valuable candidates that work versus, like he said, you want Fruity Pebbles, but you got Raisin Bran sitting in front of you. He calling Joe Biden. Then he's saying Trump is, broken glass. Why do I have to accept either? I'm not telling you not to vote. I'm saying we have to have alternatives. The problem becomes with people, because people offer you something. Why can't you choose something different or create something different? That's what we offer here on Two Mics in the Mind. We offer you the opportunity to voice your opinion and not be criticized or hated for your life. Not to say, oh, you got to get Joe Biden. You don't have to do nothing. You have to look at what fits you. And unfortunately, when something doesn't fit you, then you have to do some time what to do. You have to come tailor-made. And I'm telling people now, let's tailor-make us some candidate. This time we've lost. Either one of these candidates, we have lost. This November, it don't matter which way you go, we lost. We have lost. You can say what you want to. You can like who you want to. This is me, Tony Smith, telling you my opinion. I will vote on the person. I'm not afraid. I don't know where people get this. Well, I don't want to say who I voted for. What? That's retarded. It's different from asking you what's your account number. We need to know how we think. And who came up with this? Don't say who you voted for, that person, that private. Nobody asked you for your social security number, your date of birth, your address. Who you voted for, so we can see how do we think. We need to conversate so we can see where our indifferences is and where we come in and we come together and say where we agree. Quit being brainwashed by both sides of these parties. Why y'all think people are exiting these parties? People are sick of the rhetoric. People are sick of the foolishness, or go with the retard or go with the maniac. When are we going to think, people? Well, that's say me. What say you?
I thought that was a horrible comparison. I think one is an empty glass and the other one is an empty plastic, like cup, because they're horrible. They're both horrible. One shows to be a little bit better than the other one, but they're both in the same level. I don't know who I'm going to vote, to be honest with you, at this point.
I'll tell you for me, if I tell you nothing, if Kennedy gets on that vote and he old decrepit too, he can't do no more harm than these guys. If I got to vote, the people say, go there and vote for none. I mean, unfortunately, I would say Kennedy. It's just bad. Somebody said that they wish that Brandon Donalds or Mark Robinson would have ran. I'm not familiar with them. I mean, we need, but you know what? That's why I'm telling people we have to start creating candidates by letting people know this is the voice of the people. This is what the people are trying to get done. The job of the president is it's such a broad job. It entails so much stuff: international business, international affairs, international trading, then domestic, border, military. You really have to work to get somebody that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to get somebody that's not being controlled by all these capitalist companies. Because, all these companies trade internationally. You got to deal with, listen, when you talk about the president to get this job, people don't realize these are the people you have to bow down to. You got to bow down to the military. All these are entities, okay? They talking about corporation. These are entities. You have to bow down to the military. You have to bow down to the Secret Service. You have to bow down to the FBI. You have to bow down to all the organizations. Listen, Listen, then you got to do these major corporations do businesses in these countries. And when these people can't get their money, they get the president and inflict the military over here. A lot of wars we go in and we fight aren't because these are conflicts between us, the American people, other people. It's because corporations feel like they have been done right in these countries. And then they get the military to come in and back them. You'll be surprised how many conflicts that we're involved in that the American people have nothing to do with. It was one time you could show your face anywhere and go overseas and people say, American.
Right.
American. They come out, man, they F you.
Yes.
Baby killers. You homosexual. You say, what happened?
That's
Your
very
dollar was respected.
Yep.
Love dollar. You remember we went to Denmark?
Yes, sir.
I didn't check. Man jumped up one of our money, didn't he?
Absolutely, sure.
He said, "Hey, that's American money." He said, "Hey, I'll buy it from you." People want our dollar now. Your dollar's not respected. People don't even want your dollar.
Yep.
He said, "I agree." Let me see what CJ said. This CJ, he said it was good seeing you the other day. Chatting up with CJ. He said, "I agree, CJ. Biden's so done bad. He makes Trump look like a good choice." That's true. CJ, we appreciate you. He said, "My opinion is Trump is the best candidate. He can put this country back like he did in 2016. But in 2016, let me mention this, CJ, and I appreciate that. That's what we need, this conversation without hate. Oh, he says about Republican. Oh, he hate black people. Quit being stupid, folks, and think for yourselves." CJ, the problem I have with Trump is, let's go off what he ran for. Lock her up. Soon as he got the job, what did he do? Well, you know what? I'm just not going to lock her up. That's not what you ran off of. Let's just be practical, CJ. You know what I'm going to do? Build a wall. Build a wall. We're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. Wall never got completed. Joe Biden letting a flood in here. So let's just be practical when we talk about these people saying what they can do as well. The man does not do what he say he's going to do. When you get these jobs, you have one shot when that was your campaign promise. Your campaign promise was she was going to jail, what you was going to do. You didn't do it. Then let's look at this, CJ. This is me talking from a person of color. He brought in more racial divide for people of color, and people of color can testify in the great. He really we had more police shootings of blacks. We had more look like police again. And I'm pro law enforcement. I got in the county where I go and I work. Listen, I go take them donuts, I take them other things, I take stuff, I donate stuff to them. Listen, I buy food for them and where I live. I mean, not just in Rockdale, in other counties. I'm a supporter of them. But we have such a divide. We need somebody who can bring America together, not just whites and feel like people. We need to be able to bring people together as a whole. Everybody's hurting, CJ. Everybody's hurting. Blacks hurting. Whites hurting. Asians hurting. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's saying, get out, get out, get out. This is our country. But people looking at, I came here legally. I've been here. My face might not look like yours. My color skin might not be your color skin. But I'm American. I support, I pay taxes, I live here. We have to have someone who can come in and bring that healing and say, listen, we haven't been fair. We need somebody to be honest. We have not been fair. Not just look, while we talk about the black and the white, everybody forgets about the quote unquote American Indian. By history told that they were here. They met them when they came up from the Santa Maria de Pinta, the Mayflower. And yet these people have been neglected. We need someone who can come in and bring healing and say, first of all, we have not been fair. And then let's start working on, let's heal. Once we all agree that's done, let's fix it so we don't talk about it again. We don't need another march. Let's fix it from that point. People who believe in right need to come together and say, let's fix it. Let's agree it happened. Slavery happened. Oh, we don't want to talk about it and make white kids feel bad. Everybody needs to know it happens. Then let's heal. You fix it by when we correct the problem. It doesn't make a difference at that point. When you talk about it's ineffective for bringing a march or bringing a hate group because it's been fixed. So that's me. But CJ, I appreciate what you said. She said, literally, why we left our home in Michigan. Look at that. He said, let me see what he said. Trump. He said that Trump racist thing is tired. I can't post Biden, what is that confrontation video with saying all sorts of racist stuff? Yeah, Biden was terrible. A lot of people don't want to mention that about Biden. Biden was terrible. He's been a terrible person on race, but everybody forget about it. In fairness, let's be totally honest, the Democrat blocked Trump building the wall, all to open the border, LOL. Well, I think all of them played a part, but people made money off the wall. Who blocked him from locking him up? Let's go with who blocked him from locking him up. Let's go with the fact that he came in. He's one of the few presidents to come in. They had a Senate and the Congress. Now, do you know how powerful you become when you had a Senate and you got the House and you got the Senate? You understand how effective he should have been?
Yep.
Paul was a Rand Paul. He quit. He wouldn't even run again. He was Speaker of the House. But when your own people that work with you see you as being a problem, don't get me. Trump said when you become political and you take on that position, there's just certain things you can't say. You have to be more presidential. There's certain things you got to look at for the healing of the people. How many? Listen, I didn't even know we had as many quote unquote white hate groups till he came in.
That's true.
Kenosha, different place. I mean, America's. I'm not blaming Trump for all these people because every person make that decision. But let's be honest. When this is the type of rhetoric that follows you, we have to be mindful. We're already in the worst economic situation we could be in. Health-wise, people home rate, people can't afford homes. So, CJ, help me. This is me, and I'm letting them talk. Help me see why Trump would be the better than saying Biden. You know what I'm saying? But what say you? Queen too solid. Stay solid. Me and you both. Somebody said agree. Andrew said he agreed. Somebody said true. Appreciate that, true. Biden sold the wall part 2 for dirt cheap. Yeah, Biden said everything. I see some folks out pound to the people. Look at that. Simone, listen, Simone's very, listen, we got some great intelligent minds on here too. They increased, exponentially. He didn't create races, he emboldened them. Okay, listen, we don't need it. We don't need somebody of color that come and put right now. We so far behind. Would y'all agree? Lord Doctor? You know what?
I seen on Fox News that particular story. I think it's important to see both ways because I know that
I agree.
The clip you saw was on MSNBC.
Right.
I know that MSNBC is a left wing.
I agree.
I always try to whenever it's different political things, I always try to get a balance, more opinion. But this Project 25,
that's what we do. That's what we do.
You found?
Yeah, I did find a video from Fox News reporting. If y'all want me to share that, it's about a 2-minute long video. It's okay if I play that? Fox News reporting.
Come on, that's what we do. Let's feed
Go ahead,
Sorry.
You got to check.
Okay.
Well, Democrats are united on one thing, and that's opposition to former President Trump. A key issue for them is the GOP strategy known as Project 2025. Tonight, we find out exactly what's in the plan and what isn't. Here's Fox News chief legal correspondent and anchor of Fox News Sunday, Shannon Bream.
Project 2025 will destroy America. Look it up.
Democrats from the White House on down are taking aim at a 900-page document drafted by a group of conservative organizations and spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation, calling Project 2025 a dystopian nightmare based in white supremacy, among other things. The proposed blueprint would be a sweeping overhaul of the executive branch and its 438 agencies, increasing the military, developing federal lands, and reforming the immigration system. But the Biden-Harris campaign warns if implemented, the plans could equate to a massive transformation of the federal government, saying conservatives are newly emboldened by recent Supreme Court decisions, scaling back federal regulatory power and granting presidential criminal immunity for official acts. Both President Trump and Kevin Roberts, the president of Heritage, say the former commander-in-chief has nothing to do with the proposed presidential transition plan.
President Trump's the boss. If he wins, he's going to make the decisions. Project 2025 is merely a menu from which he might be able to choose. It has a database of personnel who are willing to go into office and work for him if he so chooses.
And while Trump tries to create distance between his camp and Project 2025, Skeptical Democrats note the massive document was drafted with the help of a number of former Trump staffers who worked in his administration and want to make sure plans for a potential second term are up and running.
He may as well be saying he has no idea who named Trump Tower.
This document is creepy. It's a takeover of the American form of government.
A release from Project 2025 on X calls allegations about cutting Social Security, banning contraceptives, and going after the legality of same-sex marriage unequivocally false. The group says it's true. They'd like to end the education department, sending more control back to states and localities, and encourage things like an increase in Arctic oil drilling.
An RNC spokesperson says the Trump campaign's Agenda 47 and the president's RNC platform are the only policies endorsed by Trump. By the way, not all conservatives are happy about what did and did not end up in that RNC platform.
Interesting. Well, thank
Love that. We appreciate Pat. And I was going to mention that too. Always, I watch several different news. Always watch. Everybody's going to short end, but you got to remember something. Your enemy is going to tell you a lot of things, and your friends will too if you listen. When they described the bill from the Fox News end, if you notice, a lot of the other parts weren't mentioned. So it's a way you describe a bill to make it look attractive. That's how other legislation moves across the people too. A lot of your senators, when they sign these bills in Congress, they don't actually read them because they're 900 pages. You don't have time to, to hold your seat and understand it. So they have people that break it down. Like I give you maybe 100 pages. I give Joe 200 pages. I'll break it up among the people that, kind of go for me. And I'll get all these people to familiarize themselves with this bill. These people will come back and tell me basically in a nutshell, this is what the bill entails. These people now can also be ruled or be funded by special interest group. Remember now, I have these people that work for me. These people are the best people to go and, put money in their pocket and say, hey, tell them this about the bill, tell them this. So when they give a talk about the bill, a lot of them sign bill, they'll tell you, I didn't know in depth what the bill entailed. So we have a lot of this that's going on that people aren't knowledgeable about. Now, CJ came back and said, if y'all don't mind me saying, he said that Trump is more of a leader and the nations are scared of him because he puts them in their place and held accountability. That's why NATO wants Biden, because they can because they can keep pulling Biden strings to get what they want. What they want is up on that, what they want. Believe me, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden at all. So you'll waste a lot of time trying. I'm not saying you are, but it will waste a lot of time trying to convince me on his efficiency. Trump is. I'm definitely not a fan of Trump on a lot of ends. I agree with what Womanati said about the crime bills and how quick he was to push the crime bills for the Asians when there are crime bills. And this is me. To be honest with crime bills, I think crime bills are a waste of time. I think we should have a law that entails any race of people. If I hit you, Womanati, in the eye, whatever the penalty is should be the same penalty if you were white. Should be the same penalty if you were Asian. Should be the same penalty if you were whatever it was, Hispanic. Because what was the purpose? If I didn't hit you in your eye because you were trying to injure me, hurt me, cause me damage or harm, then it was only to demand you or disenfranchise you or injure you. Because if your eye closed, you can't work if your job calls you to use two eyes. So I affected you economically on every other end. So I think a lot of these bills divide us as well, and we need to get rid of deception. And the crimes need to be the same. Listen, if I beat a man up, he's homosexual, I should get the same time I get if I beat up a man if he's straight. There's a way you target him because he was homosexual. Let's stop playing the word games. We should just name crimes. You end a lot of that. Listen, you learn to treat people right. I am not a proponent for someone and they're doing whatever they want to do, homosexual or whatever they want to do, or they want to do it heterosexual. But at the same time, certain things are people right. Long child and minors and rape ain't involved. That is your choice and your right as a person. If that's what that's what we constitutional rule as a human being. But you don't have a right to go around and you can just beat and kill people up because you don't agree with their sexual preference or their religion or their color. So, that's like me. I appreciate that conversation. What Womanati say? He said, Ra, you encourage me even more over the years to think, research, connect, and dot. Listen, I appreciate that one. And Womanati know me. He's the bishop of YouTube. And last night, you failed me, Bishop. You let Elijah preach a whole message. I said, I told him I got on the phone with that Chimp Haywood. I said, Womanati is supposed to be the bishop of YouTube. He just let anything go on in his organization. I saw it, Bishop. It hurt me, Bishop. I just had to tell you about it. He said, I like that we can have this conversation and have our opinions and stuff. That's what makes us great. This is how we make us great, CJ. We need this. Not, oh, you're a Republican. Oh, you're a Democrat. Oh, you're independent. Oh, they scare us with titling. We all are people. Listen, in spite of all I do, let's look at America. White, black, Indians, because I call the colors, don't put them superior. Hispanic, just multitude, Jamaican, every race you can think of. Fat, skinny, tall, short, some psychological issues, some health issues, just all these different things, opinion. Look how we still flourish. Why would you want to kill people and kill off a race of people because you don't agree with it? Listen, if you raping, if you having sex with kids, if you killing injured people because they color their religion, listen, I say we off the planet. We put these suckers on a jet. Listen, we put them on a jet with a half a tank of fuel that get you off the ground. Listen, when they fall. And we put you, listen, we fly you to the moon. We can't have that among us. There has to be some rule of law, people. Now I'm for rule of law. That's what it was. The republic. We were actually said to be ruled by law and not just men's opinion. Even people religious know. That's why, look, you brought your democratic views to the religious fact. That's why people stop going to church. Because it's open to what do all the members say? What do all the people? Why did you come? You came because of written word that were laws. So we got and look here. Now, when this man here repent, everybody can do better. Y'all see that? That's my bishop again. He been my bishop ever since I was a little boy. Look at that. My bishop repent, everybody can do better. When I say I agree, crime bills are a joke. But it's the principle he peddled for black voters and did absolutely nothing for them. Who the fool? I agree. That's what we're doing. You know, so she got hearts for it. I agree. Let's hear from y'all. Come on, click on him. Let's hear from y'all. I saw this typing. Come on here and talk to us. Otherwise, I got to look at Love Doctor. And also, can y'all please comment on how ugly and how hot that turtleneck make you? Man, you making my neck itch. Man, I'm about to break out in heat bumps on my neck. Man, cut that thing.
Hey, did this mean you done ran out of material? You know, because usually when I go and watch comedy, when the person on stage start talking about the people in the audience, that means they done ran out of material. So did it mean you ran out of material?
No, not at all, Joker. You've been to a comedy club too, haven't you?
Hey, focus on your jokes and just tell your jokes. I'm in the audience. You ain't got to go throwing at me. It's a lot of material out there. Just be creative.
See what he got to do. Now, listen, Simone said bullseye. I appreciate it. Very touching lady. Did you turn the alpha on? Because my neck itching. This man did something. I need to know when y'all go live so I can join y'all and make for some live. Listen, you can go on there, just click on here and we live now.
We're live,
CJ.
CJ.
Have the link. Y'all can post the link. If y'all can post the link,
We're live every Thursday.
Every Thursday. Do we mind? We
always mind every
Thursday, 8:30 p.m. right here on Two Mics and My Mind. Yeah, that's what we do. This is what makes us better. To get people to change or get people to see a different viewpoint, it's got to be expressed. And people got to know it's genuine, and it allows us that opportunity to say, well, I never looked at it that way. And you got to be open-minded. That's parties hurt us from doing that, CJ. And for everybody, parties have hurt us. And let me say this to people call it, man. In all honesty, you only get dated during elections. You only get coded during election. Why don't people ever see you before elections? Man, the Democrat, then when the news segments will tell you, you know, a majority of black voters, it's important. Republicans notice that you see the same thing. Black voters, Democrats, the black voters are not happy. The black voters are saying they're going to pull out the party. The black voters are saying it. Why aren't the black voters talking before elections? We do this every Thursday, and it ain't about white people, hate white people. It's about listen, this is me. I think if you're going to have a president a president should have a cabinet. I'm talking about a group of people from each race that knows the culture, because there is no way I, as a black man, will know what's best for an Indian individual, because I'm not familiar. I will make laws based off of me. They say, well, it's America. No, it's not America. A lot of times when things are done, it's based off of your color, your race. We need to understand the diversity. Let me tell y'all something what's key, if I could. What people don't know, we demonize every religion that's not Christian. That is, and what's sad about it, your Constitution, the amendment, do y'all know it clearly states that they cannot prefer one religion over another? There is no court that can rule on what is a white religion. Did y'all know that? Now, you have a country that has all the diversity, even atheism. I'm not a fan of atheism. I'm not a fan of having sex with married kids. Never will agree to this. But these are people, as long as you don't infringe on the rights of others, as long as you're not hurting others. It's things, this is America. I have to agree. I don't agree with some things. But hey, if you're not hurting other people and it's you and you, I got to respect that. And I want you to respect me. People need to understand other people's culture. Then we deal with each other differently. When I don't understand your culture, I'm going to deal with you a certain type of way.
I went to an event today, and it was in reference to, I haven't even eaten anything. I don't know what it is. Anyway, being inclusive and having courageous conversations. So one of the things, a couple of the points in this dinner that I went to tonight, they were encouraging us to have a courageous presence. And that meant you commit to staying in the conversation, even when our feelings may seem big and seem uncomfortable. Feel free to take space if you need to gather your thoughts or just need a break. Courageous listening. You commit to listening and to hear what others are saying instead of forming a reply. Courageous inclusivity. We make room and we make time for everyone's voice at the table. Courageous hope. We commit to being open to the possibility that things can change. Courageous kindness. We commit to engage each other with kindness and commit to being considerate even when we disagree. Courageous sharing. We commit to share honestly from our personal experiences. And courageous care. We commit to care for each other by holding each other's stories in confidence. We commit to care for ourselves and others and feelings and needs. So what the meeting was about was, this one was Racism 101. Understanding, each race, knowing that racism does exist. It's a system. Racism is a system. It saps the strength of the whole society, and we can act to dismantle racism. A part of that is choosing to create healthy equity, valuing all individuals and populations equally, recognizing and rectifying historical injustices, and providing resources according to the need. So this was kind of goes into what we're doing today. Everybody has the, just respecting everybody's opinion and how we can work together to make things better. So that's I just wanted to share that there's a thing, and this is one of those courageous conversations.
You know what? I appreciate that, Commissioner. Can I say something? And can we do it right now? Let's do this. Let's not allow it to get offensive. Let's stay engaged. Think, then answer. What did you eat?
I had the vegan option. Rice. I had vegetables.
Rice.
Which was broccoli, peppers.
Yeah.
It was a vegan vegan meal.
And then and what you brought home? Stay engaged. Put the race aside. Stay engaged. Okay, and you brought what home?
I did not think that you would appreciate
That's what
it.
I'm saying. This is racism because you didn't think about another race. You didn't think about another sex.
I didn't think about you.
okay, you thought, well, let me see. I couldn't burp. So you're thinking they made me burp.
Well,
hold on for a minute.
You want me to answer or no? I'm just asking. Let me know when you're ready.
I couldn't poop either. I just tried. Even if a turtle head could have came out right then. See, this is what divides America right here, people. No, that's good. No, we'll fight later. He said, hey, also I invite all y'all Friday night and throughout the next week to Salem Campground camp meeting. They have been meeting since 1828, except during the Civil War. I see that's something different. Only thing on that, with us, because religion, Friday nights, CJ, Friday night to Saturday night, we can't do any business, religion. But now what did they do at the campground? He said, except for they've been meeting that every Friday night throughout the next. Oh, this is, ever since the Civil War.
Except
I'm saying except during the Civil War. That's what I'm saying, except for the Civil War. That's a lot of me.
It's necessary. A lot of times people don't. We don't take the time to stop and talk and
we don't.
And get to know, which is one of the reasons why I chose to go. There was another elected official that just got elected. Mr. Cox was there as well. Okay. And because of you going into a new position and you kind of want to hear what the people have to say and see what the needs are. So yeah, and let people know. It's a lot of times it's not a if I'm black, it's not always a black issue. It's not a black. I'm not coming for the black people. I'm coming for people. So it was good.
We need that.
It was good. It wasn't. It's not. Definitely not.
Every year singing and preaching. Oh, okay. So every year singing and preaching. Okay.
That's awesome, Tula.
Yes, sir. And it was well needed, and it's something that
refreshing, huh?
Yeah, and look for it will be coming to a neighborhood near you.
That's it. Sit down, our commissioner-elect coming here and see. Rockdale made changes. People stood up to make a change, and people weren't afraid to elect somebody. Not that they hadn't already had people of color, but unfortunately, I think we had, a person or people who had done a really, a poor job of representation. And I appreciate people for not holding that against every person of color, no more than I would hold the piss poor job of, I won't call it a piss poor job, insufficient job.
Mediocre job.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Biden did the best. I think we accepted him as better because Trump, with COVID coming, then getting the best look alike. Then some of his rhetoric. It's the rhetoric of it. Of course, people say, I want somebody to just be real and original, but you gotta be practical. You can't say everything that come out your mouth. What you can say, like me as an individual person, is different. When you come up, like I'm a pastor, I have to know how to talk to masses. I have to know how to be able to address many and without, offending a way that I can offer a solution, and correct in a way to it's received as love. That's something that he lacked. And I'll be honest, I would have to blame the people that surrounded Trump more than I do Trump. That's the purpose of surrounding yourself with good people, that people can pull your coat and say, well, that's that. In this culture, or in this light, or due to these circumstances, this will be the better approach. This is how you want to look at addressing this. And a lot of times people don't want to do that. And I know he said offer job. I agree, but the only reason why I said that, woman, because this is what we're trying to do. I'm not trying to kill people that for Biden, because we all here together. And people got to look at what best fits you. I'm looking at what fit Tony Smith. Okay, I'm not looking at no party. I partied a lot when I was in the street. I'm looking at the individual who's going to look out for the masses. I'm a part of that mass. I say, okay, he gonna look out for me. Right today, I'm not hungry. I'm not in danger today. I'm not in danger. I can eat whatever I want. I can fly pretty much where I want to fly. Okay, today, I don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. I don't need a president that's gonna make sure I can just fly, because with other people around me affected, I make my money from people. So I need somebody who's a businessman who understands that people have to be empowered. That's how I make my money. I need people to make money for me to make money. If people not making money, I'm making money. My money is going to be limited. I need somebody who understand the care of people, because when there's only a few of us making money, then you set more of us up for being robbed and killed.
That's right.
When people are flourishing. Look at your economy. Less people have an option of crime. You said it when homeless people. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all now. Take it like you want to. If I'm living on the street, you people are going to lose. I'm not going to lay under a bridge and you're going to ride by me. I'm going to throw glass in the street. You don't get a flat tire. And you got to change your tire. I just got a car. Yes, I need to get another tire. But I have a vehicle now. So when people have the opportunity, we're not going to make everybody rich. It's impossible. But people need more opportunities. And people need to know we got to look out for people. And that's all I'm saying. We need somebody to do that. What did CJ say? Y'all read that? Oh, yeah. He said, I'm so glad. Thank y'all for reading it. I'm so glad we won this kind of long time. It was a time for change. And I guess people were going to move from the county if he was reelected. Again, you're right. CJ, see what we did in Rockdale County? The people, that was white, black, Hispanic, Muslim, Indian, Chinese, that was everybody. That was other ethnicity. When I say black, please don't. That covered. Name Mike Tribe. Please don't. Please let not. Everybody white ain't just white. You got Ireland, Irish, German. It took people. It took people who said, and that's what we can do in America. We got to get a candidate who can address, who can associate themselves with us. We don't need people to dissociate themselves with us. You agree, Lord Doctor?
Yeah, absolutely, positively.
Positive who? He said, I will want my president to have some qualities on my rock. That's it. I like that, said. That's all right. That humble.
Why you like that?
I'm going to tell you the truth now. I poop. If y'all will let me be president, I'm going to poop. If I'm at that mic, I'm not finna walk out.
We know, unfortunately.
What's a turtle here? I'm going to say, I'll get right back. I got to go to that. But at least I'll be honest. And now I will allow somebody, they smell, I said, that's somebody over there. Secret Service grab. That'll give me a chance to get the light out of me because I'm human. I'm human. He's like, what is that? I look at the last two Democrat terms, be it Obama or Biden. The nation was in a mess financial. Let me say this too with Obama. I'll be clear. I didn't vote for Obama. So y'all get mad at me if you want to. I didn't vote because he was black. I just did that. That don't move me. I vote on issue. I'm looking at people I feel like can best fit and suit the situation. Okay. Let me just be practical with y'all people. I know these people, can you really vote? Okay. And let's just be practical. Obama did fix some situation. He did fix the situation. That housing crisis, Obama saved the white and the black nation.
Everybody.
In all these countries, all these companies, listen, they crashed it. I lost a house, $1.1 million. I lost a house during that time. Obama came in to save the housing market. That's how you got them 2.9 interest rates.
Right.
Them 1.9 interest rate, them 3.9, because the housing market crashed because these big companies all sat here and sold you mortgages that you couldn't afford. And the country collapsed. And he came in and put strict guidelines. You might get mad about how much you putting down, but let me ask y'all something. In a bad economy, how many houses you see up for sale now? How many houses you walking out whole neighborhood sitting up there foreclosed? Little Dr. Joe, how many you see? And you see what the interest rate is, right? Because you know they realized the people had no skin in the game. These people were walking their houses for $1,000, no money out of pocket. So what were they gonna do to fight to keep them?
Nothing. Not much.
He on one end, yes. It is. Listen, I was not a fan on a lot of ends. They're pushing for the homosexual agenda. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. I'm not a fan of the abortion issue. Now, if a woman is raped, if a woman has a terminally ill pregnancy, that's her choice. I agree with that. It makes sense for me. I can agree because if I was a woman, I was raped, I wouldn't want to carry nobody's kid. I wouldn't, and I wouldn't want you to make me. But if I go out here and I have sexual relation, I ain't a woman for woman, and you decide, I'm pregnant, I don't want to have, I'm just gonna go ahead and just kill it. I think that's reckless and I think that's irresponsible. If you're going to have sex, you need to put your stuff on 2 condoms, birth control, snip him, put on a bearskin suit, and put on some rubber boots. Let's stop. Let me tell you how I know abortion is murder. Ask me why.
Because a baby can live without it.
That's it. Because kids can live without it. But hey, I said we got to learn how to respect other people's rights, though. So
that's right.
There's a lot of things. I don't drink. I'm not gonna go here and shut and burn every liquor store down. That's my choice. When I was drinking, it was my choice, and I wouldn't want anybody to burn down liquor stores. So we can agree on we have our opinions and we have our convictions, but you gotta know when your convictions can't be law for people. Now, having sex with kids, that's not no conviction. That's law. That's all of it. That's law. That's law. That's the most high. That's everything. That's going and that dig a hole in the ground and bury you and the shovel. Bury the shovel beside you. That's crazy. Raping women and getting probation in 4 years? No, we don't need you on the planet. Somebody say, yes, Rockdale. That's it. Rockdale stood up and showed out. Y'all hear me? He said, now I always make money, but I can see the difference. Listen, what's that? The money was real good when Trump was in. Now, what is that? Start Democrat voters that agree. I don't know. I've been with you. It wasn't as great to me, maybe to others, but there's always when people making money, some people not as much. So I didn't flourish under Trump. I did. That's me personally. But I'm one person. That I didn't flourish under Trump like that. And that's only me. It's no way for everybody to flourish. And I don't blame him saying, oh, because I didn't make money. No, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? It's like playing baseball. If I get them, everybody get a hit. I don't. I just didn't hit the ball. That ain't fair that baseball should be canceled.
All right.
Yeah. Lord Doc, what you think about it? And tell us about your wedding date.
Well, what I'm thinking about is something that you said about the the situation in terms of what I'm really thinking about is in terms of the economy. You mentioned something about Obama doing the early 2000s, the home mortgage crisis. What I was looking at is I'm thinking in terms of the economy where we at today. I wanted to share with y'all some stats I was actually looking at while you're talking. Okay, if I put this up on the screen real quick.
Yes, sir. Do it.
First thing I want to show y'all is I first want to show y'all the average credit score based on ages. This study was taken in AI overview as the result of October 2023. There's something known as millennials and Generation Z. Millennials range from 28 to 43, and Generation Z is 18 to 27. What this is basically showing me is that people who are in the market for buying a house, this is typically the age range of your first-time homeowners. When you look at the baby boomers, Generation Z, these are people who already have their house. I first want you to see the difference in their credit score. You got the baby boomers who have a 746 average credit score. The silent generation, which is 750, they have the highest. And then Generation X, which is 710. What I want to do is I want y'all to pay close attention. If you're 18 to 43 years old, you tend to have the lowest credit scores. I want to show you how that actually impact you economically. The next thing I'm putting up is I'm putting up a particular chart. This chart right here is on Google. It shows the average interest rates. If you're in that millennial generation, your credit score is over 8%. I'm sorry, your mortgage rate is over 8%. Now that right there means a lot, where it's opposed to when you drop it down in terms of the credit scores right here, 760, where the others was at, that's a 7.2%. Now these are very, very extremely high mortgage rates regardless. But when you're talking about the comparison of one person getting an 8 and the other getting a 7.2, that's a lot lower than the others. What it is, this shows to me when I'm looking at the data, it is a system that's specifically created to keep those younger generation people in a situation where they're homeless and they will constantly be renters. Is because you're economically set up to do so.
Let me ask you a question. Is it the system or is it a choice? Because I have been told that that same generation does not want to own, and they're good with that. And they're more likely to not be settled in a particular place, and they're good and they'll take a job that is, they're ready to move at any time. They're ready to jet set. go move, go. They're not looking to start families, so they're open to a job that, if just say you're in Georgia, open to a job that's in New York, they'll take that job in New York. Or if they're in New York, they'll go to Seattle. They're ready to move. And those are the people that are looking for those townhomes or those apartments, things like that. They're looking for the houses, because a house usually comes with a family and they're not ready to settle. So is it choices that, choices or situation?
If it was me, I would say it would be the rearing. What you're saying makes sense to some degree, but I think some of the rearing, especially with people of color, I don't think it's really taught the importance of home ownership, which can set a lot of kids up for their first economically empowering themselves to be able to where you can build equity, to learning how to use a home to where you can to where you can take monies out, buy a second home, put up money for future other endeavors, wait till it build up to higher equity and say sell and buy another home and cut payment because you have more money to put down. Just different, I think, techniques. What you gonna say, Love Doctor?
I wanted to show you some data in regards to that question, because I think that question that she's asking, you can look at the data and the data will reveal to you the overall trends. And what the data is showing, I want to share with you a paragraph right here. What it's showing right here, I'm going to blow it up. While age is not a great indicator of credit score, people tend to have higher credit scores as they get older. This is because the length of your credit history, all known as your credit age, is a component of your credit score, and it can impact it positively. So when I see that and I kind of look at me as I matriculate throughout life, I think that the younger I am, the more likely I'm irresponsible. And the older I get, I begin to be a lot more responsible. So when I'm looking at things in terms of credit scores, I would say that typically there's always exceptions, but the overall common ground is that the older someone gets, the more responsible they get, and they build up and put themselves in a more secure and a more stable financial environment. And I think that it has more to do with that and your matriculation throughout age, building your stability, than it actually has to do, with other things. I actually think that, Tula, you asked, do I think it's a part of the system? And I say, yes.
I disagree. Again, you think about this with the older ones, just what you're saying, that's only because at that age, you pretty much settled out. Think about when you get 70 years old, who's giving you credit for a home? 79 to 95. So your credit is going to be higher because you're getting less money for Social Security, which does not allow you to get things that involve credit. A lot of stuff you're buying, and you're on a fixed income. So a lot of things you learn not to use. You have kids, other people you might be living with, your home might have been sold. So you buy less things and you're using less credit. So of course their credit is going to pick up, just like you're saying, over the course of time. When people are younger, you have to educate them on credit and on decisions. Someone is going to be what she's saying too now. And then when you're looking at data, Love Doctor, data is usually based off of asking 100 people. And you're going to base a question off of 100 people, off of 380 some million people. When they're looking at credit, your credit, just like when people use Credit Karma, you familiar with Credit Karma? People go to Credit Karma because Credit Karma is free, right? And say that Credit Karma is not accurate. What Credit Karma does is say, people with your amount of debt, credit score is typically here. I used to use Credit Karma. I learned that. Credit Karma had my credit score in like 700, 680. When I put my credit was 760 something, 780. It's like, what? We're saying, well, typical people with your debt, this is their credit score. Why are you basing my credit off of other people? So a lot of times when these people give us these data, they can be used. But a lot of times they fail when it comes down to voting. When it came out to telling us about who's going to be elected, they'll say, well, survey. So how many people are you actually polling? But what you're saying does have some factors. But basically, we have to educate our young people on when you're going to be risky. You're going to run, get a car. I remember my first new car I bought, I was 20 something. So you remember that? I sold that car in the first year and got another car. And I didn't know that they just transfer on the other debt. I kept that car for probably a year. I sold that car and got another vehicle. The other vehicle I bought, we had that for like 2 months, and I sold and I bought a Navigator. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize I was transferring debt over. So they were putting debt on other vehicles. I was stepping up, buying higher vehicles, so we're transferring debt. Nobody told me that. I just looked at I could afford it. So as you get, as you get through making so many mistakes and you start to learn the game, you realize, okay, this is not a smart decision.
Right.
I need to learn how to buy and make sure I always have equity when I buy. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm not to the max of what I'm doing. Go ahead.
So what I'm looking at is I'm looking at the predicament and the situation of right now, the cost of rent. The cost of rent is approximately about $1,500 a month.
Minimum.
So if I'm 18, 19, 20
that's
years
like what,
old,
studio?
no matter how educated I am, I'm just not generating the income enough. And think about it, that just rent is $1,500. Typically, if I'm looking for a mortgage and I'm trying to apply for a mortgage, I got to put 20% down. The average person, the younger they are, they don't even have the 20% to put down. They don't have the 10% to put down. A lot of them don't have a 3%.
That's a conventional loan. If you're doing,
I'm just a lot of them don't even have a 3% to put down. Right. So it's almost as if we're in a situation where I forget the word that you use, but I think it was disinflation. Is that the word that you use?
Disinflation.
Disinflation. I say that it's almost as if it's a system that's strategically placing disinflation and instituting that, and it's penalizing the younger generation, the people who are actually graduating high school now, just on their feet, trying to get off. It's literally impossible. When I graduated, rent was only $300 a month. Now rent is $1,500 a month. So I don't have a way to generate the income. The younger people don't have a way to generate the income to even be on the start for them to actually make a future,
But you think about this. Go ahead.
For me, as what Tuli said and what the Love Doctor is saying, I have to say is both, a little bit of both. What Tuli is saying is so popular right now. Kids are not worried about buying a house. They're not worried about building a family. They're literally traveling, even moving to another country and working from another country. And what you're saying is true. Things are extremely expensive right now, but I don't think they're worried about that. But I do think that it's been pushed for us to be in this situation. So, but at that point, I feel like they make it comfortable for them to live this life that Tuli just explained, if that makes any sense. So I don't think they're interested in building their credit. I don't think they're interested on doing what you said that this country doesn't allow them to do. I feel like wherever there is a want, they're able to do it. If I used to work 3 jobs, I feel like the kids, the teenagers or young generation, they just don't want to build. I know there is inflation. Things are extremely expensive, but what Tuli is saying is true. It's very popular. They're not interested in buying a house or building a family. That's just this generation.
I agree. I think at the same time, too, the society is not actually, in order for this society to work that we're in, it's a society that's designed for people to work. Rob, I'm going to say, Rob, look at saying Rob there. What happened, COVID messed us up. They typically need the average person to work until 62. If you start empowering young people on how to generate wealth, just like I'm telling you what hurt us. COVID hurt us because they put too much money out to people and people wouldn't go back to work.
That's
people
very
created
true.
their own businesses. And if we're creating our own businesses, we lost workers. A lot of things came into play and it hurt the system. You need people to work to at least 62. Crypto hurt us. Everybody went crypto crazy. People shooting video. They was on vacation. Hey, man.
Yes.
I'm in the pool. I already worked. I've been done. Now, and people's like, what? Man, I'm working. I'm going to go crypto. So everybody jumps crypto craze. Crypto is going to come back. A lot of countries are pushing toward crypto. For those that have crypto, just hold on and just wait for a minute. I lost a lot of money with crypto. I didn't understand it when I jumped in. I jumped out and then waited, came back. It's going to come back because they're finance another force system. You just got to buy and wait. I'm going to get you there. But you just got to wait. Don't go heavy. Don't go heavy. Just wait it out and you'll see. It'll come in. Right now, they need to cycle people out. It's still people who have COVID money. You need, in order for this system to work, this is a system. This is what you got to remember. We live in a fiat system, okay? And I'm going to give them to explain. A fiat system is when you're operating and you're not using real money. Like they're trying to create a currency and create a financial institution with the BRICS, with China, Russia, India, and all these different countries, and Brazil. They're trying to put this together, right? It's not going to work. You remember we went to Africa, the Ghana. They have a caste system. How did that system work? From what you saw, Love Doctor?
They definitely will still take the American dollar.
No.
You go there, the
How did
dollar.
they system like it work? They don't use credit. They don't use a credit system. They use basically cash. How did they look? They were living.
Third world.
And then so the fiat system works. So with saying that, you have to watch when you talking about disinflation, people have to understand the different economies that they're moving in. You actually now moving to a stagflation. The disinflation, for those that are not aware of what Lil Doc was telling y'all about, is when what they're trying to do is to create, they're purposely getting rid of jobs. I want y'all to look this up. Disinflation is where you really try to get rid of the job market. So when people are not working, it slows down inflation. So here's inflation, okay? Here's the job market. When the job market goes here, inflation can't go up. The more jobs are lost, the more inflation it hovers. It can't continue to go up because it doesn't make sense. They're trying to slow it down. They're not trying to stop it. Things are going, for those of you that sit around, I went on things to get cheaper, you're in the wrong economy. Mm-hmm. Then you look at stagflation, where these people are pushing towards stagflation. That's why people need to you need to sit around and deal with people to try to get you conscious of your society. And so you have a lot of things going on with inflation, with job losses, and other things are all working together. So it's just moving at a really, it's just basically just sitting still. That's why they can't fool this interest rate. Listen, the whole thing's a mess. And with stagflation, you can't fix anything. Disinflation, you're trying to slow it from just, listen, they want to take off. These interest rates are still not high enough. Banks didn't make money from, remember, you were getting home at 1.9, 2.9. I gave you a $500,000 loan. How much money am I making at 2.9%? I didn't make no money.
That's enough anyway.
So now these banks are looking at, I need to make money. They're eventually going to have to come down so they can move. But right now, it's a mess. This is what people don't realize. When jobs take off, watch the prices of homes. These people have no idea. The only thing slowing these home prices down is because the rate is so high. They don't realize, listen, I'm with you. The Feds need to drop the rate. The Feds, let me tell you what's going to happen, okay? When these houses, they're $300,000 and this rate come down, just say it dropped down to 3%. What you think I'm going to sell my house for? $300,000? No. I'm going to want $385,000, $400,000, and it's up for bid. Because the rate's going to be down, which means you can afford to buy more house and pay less interest. So all you finna do is swap them out. You're either going to pay on the interest rate or you're going to pay on the property. So because the rate's so high, guess what happened? I can't bring my house down a little bit because they can't afford it. How about we take another $15,000 off? How about we drop it $25,000 more now? So you get the housing market down, keeping it from going up high. You see what I'm saying? But as soon as this come down, nope. I got to get all mine and then some. Y'all remember how them houses, when the housing market was still 2 points, somehow people were giving their houses, making $60,000 over asking price? $40,000 over asking. What you think gonna happen when they drop the interest rates? So for people who don't understand economics, you need to know why certain things are moving the way they're moving. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, I wanted to comment early on what Joanna had said. When you made a comment, something to the degree, and this is me paraphrasing, you said that kids aren't concerned about a house. Kids, they spend a lot of time traveling, moving abroad in other countries and things like that. I thought about an article. I thought about an article that I read a little bit earlier this week. I want to share this with you now. Heads up, this article is a little old, but it made me think about it, your comment. This article right here is from the United States Bureau of Labor and Statistics. What the article basically did, it caught my attention, and I'm going to come down to this chart. It actually showed the income distribution for Black households. Based on the numbers and the income distribution, it's basically showing right here. I want to break this down in the chart. It's basically showing that, can y'all see that?
Yeah.
And this is an entire household. This is not just one Black individual. This is an entire household. 21% of Blacks in household, they generate less than $12,500. 37% range between $12,500 and $38,000. 19%, $37,500 to $62,499. 11% make up to $87,000. 4% get over to that point that's actually making over $100,000, so forth and so on. It gets smaller and smaller and smaller. The whole point is when you look at that particular scenario, the numbers are not there. There's no way these children are actually moving overseas or staying overseas or saying, hey, there is not that they're not concerned about a house. It's literally there's no finances, there's no future. These children are inheriting debt.
Well, yeah, that's why I said I think society has pushed them to get into a place where it's comfortability. What's more comfortable for them is to either move and have a virtual job. Like I think they've been put in that position, and they found a way out, and it's comfortable for them to be in what Tuli explained, which is, you know, not having a home and not building a home. It's just the easier way out, I would say. I'm not saying they're not putting in that predicament, but I'm saying it's just they've chosen the most comfortable way for them, which is virtual jobs, moving abroad, etc. and etc.
I think with it's not even them. The plan is we don't educate. I don't think it's, you know, they're not inheriting debt. They're doing what we did when we started out. What do? You're young. Those aren't things you look at. I want to own a home. I'm young. I want to party. I want to play. I want to stay at home with my parents. I want to stay on campus. So a lot of those things aren't things. When you was in college, you think about buying a home. You think about, hey, it's playtime for some college. I'm saying for most college students, hey, it's party time. It's playtime. Then you get out. Once you get a career, a lot of things you look at, I'll get it when I get older. It's not something that most young people focus on. So a lot of, again, is the ideology that we do. Woman, not was talking about how the plan, that pandemic. He's right. It's a plan. You need people poor. When people are poor, people are more prone to accept. Poor people don't make choices. Poor people don't look at trying to break out of their situation. Poor people wait on you to give them. You never see a homeless person walk up and say, hey, can you give me an opportunity? They'll say, I'll work for food. Basically, give me something. When have you ever seen a homeless person tell you, hey, can you give me an opportunity?
Yep. I have to agree, Preacher. In college, I didn't think I could. So I didn't even think about it because there was no possibility for me. Like you said, my mom was like getting paid very little money. I was in college paying my own college. So I didn't think I could ever afford a home. I didn't think I would have ever been able to have a job and get paid enough to pay for a house until I educated myself. And I said, well, I have to do what I have to do. You have to educate yourself. And it's like, whatever I have to do to get out of that hole, I'm going to do. Again, sometimes you just got to, like Preacher said, like, if nobody's educating you, like, you just got to educate yourself. But I don't think I could either. You're right. In college, I never thought about buying a house.
Well, I did.
We got Confederate. You there? Oh, here she goes.
Confederate, what's up, man?
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
can y'all hear me pretty?
How we doing? How you doing today? I see you got your hat on.
Well, let me start out with my general salutation before I get on my wine with the cheese. You know, this is your neighbor, Confederate State 48, saying hit that like button, hit that subscription, hit that share, and definitely hit the cash app.
Yes, go ahead.
We want to go ahead and acknowledge. From my right, you guys have left probably the one and only, the authenticator of the turtleneck, the love doctor.
Oh my goodness.
To the one and only doctor, the commissioner doctor, Tuli, Miss Smith, to resident Dr. Joe, to last but not least, the Honorable Tony Smith. I had an opportunity to listen to the lesson, the show last week about the candy bars, and I had made some comments on, you know, the whatchamacallit, and you broke that thing down. You how do you say it? You compartmentalized it. You know, you broke it down from the Rice Krispie treat to peanut butter. I thought that was pretty good. And that's what it consisted of. But yeah, just kind of touch in on the conversation tonight, which is, something that needs to be widespread. Unfortunately for our people, we weren't taught financial literacy. We weren't taught that in the household. We just tried. All we knew was make ends meet. However it took, make ends meet. We didn't know nothing about IRAs and profit sharing. None of this stuff was general conversation at our dinner tables. We trying to find out how the light bill don't get paid. Those saying rob Peter to pay Paul. That's how my household ran. Live from check to check. One decision away from being homeless. One bad decision from being homeless. And things like that. Being and then gentrification. Being placed into areas now. What was called ghettos are now sought after. From these, these upper echelon people pushed out of cities, out to the suburb. They put us in the inner city. Now they want the inner city. So make up their mind where they want to put us and zone us, But I think it's very important that we be taught, how far a dollar goes, what the actual value of a dollar bill is, with tax, what opposed to what a tax is on a dollar bill. So if you take the state tax on a dollar is not actually a dollar, according to what state you live in. If it's 13%, then your dollar right now is only 73 cents. So you know what I mean? So you have to look at those things. We weren't taught those things. We just, and then it's just sad to see how many of our people are financially illiterate. And we're the biggest spenders, We're the ones that wear all the designer this and designer that, and you see these other people in generic this and generic that, and they live in these multi-million-dollar homes. They're doing this, and you said it a couple of years ago, they never taught us about leasing vehicles. They ride around the latest vehicles, and they don't even own the vehicles. They're leasing them. But we didn't know that, We didn't know about leasing them. We went and we had to go get a 60-month payment plan for 60 months to own a vehicle that was overpriced, with a high interest rate on it, and we weren't taught these things. But like Resident Joe said, she was raised under the poverty level, but she still excelled to be able to, academically achieve her goals, because she had a drive, and I think she had a strong foundation with her grandparents, showing her structure as how a household should run when two people come together as one for a common goal, and to raise their granddaughter, and things like that. And I come from a single parent home and things like that, father displaced, estranged. But my mom did what she did. She had me at 16 years old. She still graduated high school. She carried 2 jobs, and she wanted the best for me educational wise. And, I did pretty good. I could have done better, but I chose not to, and like you said, we don't think about owning homes at 16, 17 years old. We didn't know about bank accounts. Some of these kids now have bank accounts and credit cards and debit cards at the age of 15, 16 years old, and then all I knew about is a prepaid credit card with a high interest rate. And all I knew, nobody told me how to manage it, how to spend it. I thought you could max it out, but at the end of the day, you got to pay that money back with interest. Right. And it's a revolving door, and you can never get out of it. But one thing always has resonated with me, and I know I'm jabbering, but the Love Doctor talked about legislative racism. That thing, let me tell you something, that thing stick with me. It really, really does. The system was designed to put us behind because they know what we are in terms, I'm saying the system in general, they know what our value is, that we're hardworking people, we're forgiving people, we're people that, we put this country on our backs and made this country, the slaves building the White House, the making the plan, what do you call it, Rob, when you the floor, not the floor plan, but when you do like the streets, when you the architecture, the engineering for the roads for Washington D.C. You know that a slave done that. You know what I mean? A former slave, he did the layout for Washington D.C. And it's symmetrically goes together. You know what I mean? But here we are making the lowest wage, and then we got a president talking about black jobs. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Can you define what a black job is? Can anybody define to me define a black job for me?
Exactly.
And associate that with making America great again.
I could actually go into that black job, but that'll take a little bit too long. But I'm familiar with what you're saying, but there is more information that I could share at a later date in regards to that.
Can you give a short summary of it?
And then yeah, please.
Basically, jobs of servitude. When you look at the data, you'll show that the majority of blacks who currently work in America, they still have those jobs of servitude still today. Which
like housekeeping and hotels and servitude, indigenous servants. Right.
A lot of, yeah. But that's just a quick 10-second breakdown. And the whole thing about it is when President Trump was referring to that, there's actually been data that's been ran to actually show what those black jobs are. So what he was actually saying was factually correct based on the data. But a lot of people just take the word and the term black jobs as being offensive, when the reality of the matter is that we are and we do have the lesser paying jobs at the bottom of the totem pole, and the immigrants who do come over are taking those lower bottom jobs, is what he was actually saying, which is true.
Yep. That's right.
He's looking at the race that they actually, but the fact is that him not being factual at the same time, that they're also hurting a lot of whites. Whites were heavy in construction as well. So a lot of jobs that come up losing jobs too. I think when he said it was taking black jobs, it took away and did not acknowledge the fact that whites were losing jobs as well. That's why I said for me, we needed a president that comes in to address people and come in first in order to address people, to admit what's been the fault. What's been the fault is the whole ideology of America from its existence. So we have to acknowledge what went wrong from the beginning. And from here, we go and we acknowledge where people dropped the ball. We acknowledge where people tried. So then we come along, we try to build a solution that allows America to be better. It's never going to be perfect because you got man working, and the man's going to always his opinion and fact, and sometimes his opinion and fact are just not factual. It's more just opinionated. But you have to start somewhere where we can move toward a better direction. Right now, we're not. We're stagnated. We're actually digressing. We're worse. I mean, we're overbuilding. We're killing out our trees. Our water is terrible. I mean, whoever thought we'd be drinking brown, nasty water?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about well in the country that was clear. I mean, we with all this technology, with all this building, with all this sophisticated, everything they make has to be recalled. Bring it back. We just found something wrong with it. Then you know send it out. So we're constantly being killed by the educated. When we had people that were simplistic, we had a better nobody had we never had the conversation of pissing in a garden. Why are we pissing in the garden? Or defecating on the food? Why are we doing
exactly?
Richard, you know what I think every day? How is it that they're doing all these things in front of our faces, and we're dying. We're saying we're dying. We're saying things are happening, but we can't do anything about it. Like we literally, I feel like our hands are tied, and we're seeing them kill our lives in front of our faces, and we can't do anything.
And I agree. Before we do, I know time to. Do you have that video that I sent you? It was a Facebook video. I don't know. Could you play it or not, Love Doctor?
That video is about 36 minutes long. I didn't want all that.
You had a movie.
Which you want me to play?
When the lady gets up and start talking about her situation.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm gonna load it. I'm gonna fast forward it, and you just tell me when to stop or where to say.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just had to see it.
I don't know it either.
Okay, hold on.
In the meanwhile, I want to let y'all know I had the strangest day today. So I had I was going to a place of business, and I was in a parking lot, and Arizona is the worst state to drive in. For obvious reasons.
Wow.
Yeah. We had it's look it up. We are number one.
Washington D.C.
Really?
We're worse than them.
Yeah, when I drove to Washington D.C., oh my goodness, those people drive. Woo.
No, and so to make a long story short, so I'm driving. I'm in a parking lot, and this SUV comes off of the main road and turns into the strip mall parking lot and T-bones me. I mean, like literally almost like tilted me over, like hit me just that hard, right? And I'm sitting there, I black out, so I come back to, and I'm looking, I can't get out of my door because the door is jammed, and the people are yelling at me, and I'm like, what's going on? So I finally climb over the driver's seat, get out of the car, and look at the vehicle, and I just kind of come unglued because I'm like, I can't believe I just got blindsided, right? And so as I get hit, the guy's yelling at me. The lady's kind of calm. She's the driver. You're speeding. That's why you got hit. I'm like, dude, if I was doing 100 miles an hour, you hit me from the side. It doesn't matter. You're coming off of the main road and you hit me. So I call my insurance company. This is a true story, by the way. There was a police officer right there, right? He told us to settle the matter ourselves.
Because on private property.
No police report. No, yeah. So he tells us to settle the matter ourselves, right? So we walk to the side, we get on the sidewalk, we exchange information, okay? And so I call my insurance company, I call my agent, tell my agent I just got in an accident. She says, well, your agent she's been out on leave for like 2 or 3 weeks, right? So I'm explaining my situation. And as I begin to explain my situation, she says, Mr. Brown, she says, your policy canceled 2 days ago. She said, your policy was canceled 2 days ago, right? So I'm looking at $5,000 worth of damage at least to the vehicle, right? So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So fast forwarding a couple hours ago, I called the lady's insurance company. So the lady's insurance company says, Mr. Brown, we take full responsibility for the collision. And I couldn't do nothing but give Tahali, Kabud, and Kabad to Mr. Yahuwah, because who knows that I didn't have $5,000 to get that car. Though I own the vehicle, I didn't have $5,000 to get that car repaired, And so I'm saying all that to say this, that, our financial situations and stuff, sometimes it stagnates us to be able to do things that we really may need to do, like healthcare, pay bills and stuff like that, only because that we're kind of like ostracized when it comes to making the wages that our contemporaries do, our counterparts. So I'm pretty sure you probably got that video now, so I'll fall back.
Oh no, I think that didn't show.
Well, I tell you what, while you're looking for that video, I just found this article. Is it okay if I just show you briefly this article in regards to black jobs?
Yes, please.
I was looking at it a little bit earlier this week. There's a term used in this article called occupational segregation. Occupational segregation right here in America. This article was written in 2022. It's called occupational segregation. What it is that they're saying that there is segregation based on your occupation. And what it's showing is a research showing that this first chart I want to share with you is that white men dominate the highest paying occupations in the United States. 56% are women. And keep in mind, I'm sorry, the white men and women, those are the chart. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me blow it up a little bit more. Is that a little better?
We can see.
All right, good deal. So the white man is represented in the gray, and the pink means the white woman. So when you look at physicians, 56% of physicians in America are white men. 30% of the physicians are white women. Dentists, 65%. Chief executive and legislators, 68% are white men, 23% of them white women. Lawyers,
Wow.
judges, magistrates, other judicial workers. 57% of them are white men, 32% white women. All the way down to securities, commodities, financial service, sales agents, airline pilots, flight engineers, personal financial advisors, computer information system managers, financial and investments analysts. As you can see, they dominate. However, when you scroll down, this is what's quote unquote the black jobs that Donald Trump was referring to. Keep in mind, the black women and the black men are all in this darker, well, the pinkish color, and the Latino is all in that red color. So you look at people who work host in hotels. Look where all the pink is at. Dishwasher. Look where the pink is at. The fast food and the counter workers, food preparation workers. Look where the pink is at. The dining room and cafeteria attendants and bartender helpers. Residential advisors. Those are some of the people who, you know, the nursing assistants, you know, the people who clean the older elderly people, child care workers, cashiers, crossing guards and flaggers, other entertainment attendants and related workers. What this is actually is proof that there's a true thing. So what I want to do is I want to kind of just encourage people. It's all about information, knowledge that you have. When you hear people talk about their jobs, at first we would get offended, saying, what in the world is a black job? When you actually know someone who's looking at the numbers, you'll see that he was actually spot on with everything he was saying. So it's really more about us just getting more informed and seeing what's actually going on, because there is a system that's set in place for this.
Man, that's well said, Love Dot. Man, that is well said. But can I say this real quick? Now I'm aware that I just found out that Ms. Tooley is going to actually take office in the beginning of 2025.
Project 2025.
So, you know, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to that, because we can see in real time change, you know, taking place from where Rockdale County is right now, which is, you know, on the other side of the map for me. But, you know, I have loved ones that's in Rockdale County, you know, y'all probably know them. and so, you know, we can start seeing change in real time, you know, with people that we are, you know, in a tight-knit community that we actually know, you know, and so, but saying that, you know, I had posted something on one of the social media sites about something that they're doing in Rockdale County. What was that post? I looked at it briefly. It was something to do with I don't know if it was zone. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. But you were saying, you know, people still need to stay active, you know, and keep that same energy going until 2025, when Ms. Tooley do take office, to make sure that things actually get done. You know what I mean? And just not do something for the moment and then, you know, kind of forget about it. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know, because with lack of information, we do perish. You know, we do, you know, get the short end of the proverbial stick, you know, so to speak, when we don't have that information, you know, displayed and accessible to us.
What I'm saying is correct on a lot of ends. A lot of statistic numbers and stuff they kind of tell us, I don't really pay them a lot of attention, because those are all sway, you know, based off of, you know, whose agenda it is. A lot of things we really hear about, like what our numbers are given. A lot of things don't make sense. You can't be 12% of the population and be 80% of the predominant person of the crime, of of sickness, of the incarceration. It's just impossible 12% do that much and leave, you know, 88% untouched. It makes absolutely no sense. Well, if 12% of the population of the prison, that means nobody else can afford to go to jail. So we have a lot of doctors and a lot of those jobs. When I look at this, at one time I looked at you blame the white race. Then you have to start come back and look at this. Since you know it's a problem, why haven't we become active to where we start to make changes with the problem? What I like about the show, what we do, just like we talk about problems in Rockdale, we didn't just talk about it. We got proactive, and we got Tooley in position where you can make changes.
There it is, the post. by the way, where I posted.
I can't remember that. I said
The
something
public
else.
notice, yeah, public hearing, commissions, July 11, 2024, public notice. But go ahead, I do apologize.
No,
What
fine.
you
No. But another post I heard show now was going on in the neighboring county. I tried to get some of my people involved. This is me. Let's talk about it, but then let's get the solution. What a lot of people talk about. Let's get the solution. So the solution is this: it's not hard to teach if we're not homing our kids and tuning our kids toward those careers. Then we can't blame them at that point. When we tell our kids, you got to get a job. What are you saying when you get a job? They say, "Oh, just over broke." Don't think of just over broke. It's just you're just telling them just do something versus giving them real direction on really starting to like groom them from a young age. These people don't just become attorneys when they get in high school, graduation, and decide in college and doctors. They're being groomed while they're young. Same thing we can do. I can understand why frustrated when blacks keep saying, quote unquote, black, it's color, not a race. Oh, black people complain, but they're right. If you know this, won't you change? Where can you not move? Where can you not move and go to these better schools or whatever you want to? We keep blaming, saying, well, I should, but you're going to have to make adjustment. If we don't all come together as a conglomerate, black, white, Indian, everybody, and start making changes, nothing's going to change. That's right. But when we talk about it, what is the solution? Our people will spend so much time, and I'm not saying it being funny, it's the truth. We're going to run it down. We come with these good slogans saying, oh, man, I like that. I like change. I like being a person of action. I push my people for action. I push my kids for action. I am not a talker. I am a talker with solutions. I'm telling you, I don't like either of these presidential candidates. That's on her. I'm saying we create our own. I see no purpose and keep talking about two losers and we don't create somebody.
That's right.
And that hurts me. We have a neighboring county right here, Newton County. I got my own people are so sorry. They're so unproductive. They don't see the need of this. What we do has filtered down to other counties. Newton County affects our county. And the crime, the rhetoric. That video I want him to show is a woman. This is a Caucasian woman getting up in a meeting, a commissioner meeting, a broad open meeting, and saying that she has been threatened. They threatened to kill her. So I want them to hear this. This is in a commissioner meeting right in our neighborhood, and I got people in my county feel like we shouldn't be bothered. Why shouldn't we be bothered? The citizens right. It shouldn't be limited to Rockdale. Every citizen should have a right.
Come on,
people say, long as my house don't catch on fire. If all the houses around me catch on fire, my house has lost value.
That's right.
You gotta look further than just you people.
Come on.
See if you get to it, you'll see the Caucasian. This is a Caucasian. I'm not gonna say, well, oh, she white, they ain't my problem. She's a human being. I think you found the spot. Let's just sit. I want to hear her say it. Let's listen. I want this to go viral. Let people hear what's going on, and you need to get active. It's a Caucasian lady. You found the spot.
To the Spring Hill Park.
Do y'all hear volume?
No.
I don't hear no volume either.
You say you correct, Rob. I work for Gallup Poll Company, and they base many polls on zip code, political affiliations, etc. Exactly. It's low.
Everything is all paved.
He's talking about how the other areas are being
Taken care of. Only one thing.
Yeah, I'm getting real low, very low volume.
He's talking about how one area is being paved and other areas are not. He's a
By holding this man accountable and replacing him.
That appeared to be it in that little
that's a
section you had at the bottom. It appeared it was at the bottom when Love Doctor just had it at that bottom when he was scrolling through it. It looked like there was a Caucasian lady right there.
I don't think that was.
And I believe the board have the power to do so. If you got
No, what?
No. When I on my phone, I put up. It's right below in that video. If you look at that link, if you look down on that link, you'll see the white lady at the podium. But I sent you. You going through a whole. If you look at that link I sent you, you open it, scroll down, you'll see a white lady standing at the podium. You can play it. And I wanted people to see this because I hope it would touch people to make people want to get involved. This county here, and people say it don't matter. I live in Rockdale. This is a neighboring county. I own a car lot. We own a car dealership there. The chairman has been indicted for taking money. Taking money. Look, this is federal. This is in the newspaper. And these citizens here get disrespected, and the chairman threatens these people.
Wow.
Disrespect these people. And we the people stand for this foolishness because we say it ain't our county.
Are you gonna help my dad?
This lady here who talked to her, you know what she asking? Hold on, let's back up that lady. The other lady, she asking him.
I can believe what
No,
this lady?
No, back
The other one, right before.
Let's see her before her.
The one right before her, right there.
Let's start her up. Let's start her up. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. He's let her.
Hey, I'm not hearing volume on my end, so
We
are
can hear
y'all
her.
hearing
If
volume?
you bring her back, we can hear her. You just gonna have to just put it up. You still did do. You might not hear, but you also don't hear instruction.
My name is Tracy. I live down the street from you again.
Listen here.
Okay. Now, I'm coming to see if there's any money to help my father because he has dementia. I sent y'all pictures of how I have to keep him in the house. I don't think it's right. No, I don't. So, y'all gonna help me? Y'all gonna help my dad? Mr. Vine?
Go ahead, you got 3 minutes, man.
I'm asking you, are you gonna help my dad? My dad has dementia. I see what money y'all got. I see what's on the news, but you said wasn't no more money. You said it was no more money. Mason, you said the same thing. Cooper, you said the same thing. You said it was no more money.
Ma'am, can you address the chair?
I'm addressing you. I'm addressing everybody that I notified. I'm addressing. I asked for help for my father. My mom died. She's gone. So help my daddy. You help yourself. You helped yourself. So why not help my daddy? My daddy is 75 years old. I still got the first application when you lied and said it was over 53,000. No, it's not. Not my daddy's income. Not our income. No, it's not. Come on now. Don't do that. And you remember what I told you? God told me not to mess with you. Told me not to mess with you. And I did not mess with you that night. I asked you about that statue. You brushed me off. You brushed me off. Yes, you did. God told me not to mess with you. And look what God exposed you. Look what God did to you. That's right. That's right. You're wrong. And I'm helping to tell every last one of you. Other than y'all. From you, this side, you're straight wrong. And your day coming. You already had to turn yourself in. It ain't over yet, baby. Y'all have
Stop for a second. Could y'all hear when she was confronting him? No, I'm just go back. You can just move down there. She was confronting him. That is the same young lady who took out charges against the lady who Miss Tooley won her seat here in Rockdale County. She was talking about her mother. Died. That's her. Her name is Tracy Bletcher. She was talking. She was the one. She was
No. That's not the lady. It's a Confederate 48. That's not her.
What lady talking about?
He thinking that's.
Okay.
No. She's a lady that took out charges, pressing charges against her. She was confronting the
on the incumbent.
Yeah, on the incumbent. She took out charges on her. She was confronting that board down in Newton County about some things they hadn't done, about monies were making. She was telling him his day was coming and God getting him now, and he had to go turn himself in on charges. I just happened to see her. I want to hear what she said. But we can move down. It's a Caucasian lady that gets up and she calls one of the board member name, and she's saying that they have threatened to have her killed. I just want people to hear this. This is where we're at in America. That when you stand and voice yourself, you get threatened. I want to hear it out of her mouth. Let her say who she said. It might not matter to other people. It matters to me because she's a human being. You have a right to state your claim. These people work for you. They don't. You don't work for them.
Right.
So I could hear it. Somebody, it's low, but you can hear it. That's Newton County. One thing to do is fix your microphones. Can you see? Can you find Issachar? If you look on that link, I told you if y'all look on that link, I sent y'all that thread. You look right on that, right? It'll show.
Bear with me. It's a lag, but I think I fixed it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring it up because what y'all see is something different that's in that thumbnail Confederate. So when you do see that thumbnail, so
okay.
So I appreciate y'all patience. Here we go. I think I found it. One moment.
Real quick. Where is Miss Stacey Abrams? What's her jurisdiction? Okay, here. Okay.
She did not get elected. Stacey Abrams did not get elected, but she's right here in Georgia.
Who's she helping?
Nobody herself.
Okay.
Yeah. She lost the gubernatorial race a couple of years ago against Brian Kemp. Ended up winning.
But she's not actively supporting anybody in the surrounding in the counties that's close by, like Rockdale, Newton, and these other counties.
She did, and he lost. And he lost.
Okay.
People are waking up. People are tired.
Right. That's what I was saying, because you spoke about her a couple of years ago. So I'm just kind of like, you talk about we need a figurehead for running. Man, you the candidate. You my candidate. We already got Miss Tooley. We need a husband-wife duo. I posted a couple of years ago. America had Obama and Michelle. I said we got Tony and Tooley.
That's it.
I'm gonna repost that on Twitter. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Let's see how him. Let's see if we can hear her. It's low.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all know it.
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit too.
They live in your house, Edwards. Does Paul Daly still live in your house?
Ma'am.
It's registered to your name. I'll address you too.
Thank you.
I found your LLC. It's on my Dropbox as well. I will report everything I know. I was born at Rockdale County Hospital. I was brought home to Anderson Circle. I ran these drug routes. I didn't sell drugs. I didn't run drugs, but I know where they are. I know where the drug houses are. I know the drugs that are being trafficked through this place. My mom and dad retired for the city. I know people retired here. I know other people that are willing to speak. I will not keep my mouth shut until charges are filed against the people who tried to kill my kids and tried to cover it up with the paperwork that I have. It was tried to be covered with the county paperwork. And I have all the proof. And it has been online for over 2 years. There's information hidden in your courthouses that is not online that cannot be accessed by the FBI. Anything public, I went and got and gave it to them. Everything was legal. I'm going to every courthouse I can in these counties and pulling people's property information until charges are filed about my kids being killed and the people who did it and tried to cover it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Could y'all hear that?
Yeah, she upset like, but her kids and like she had her I think it's her parents. They retired from the city. They work for the city. Like, man, these public officials, man, they something else. I mean, I didn't know corruption ran that deep on, even on the lower levels. I mean, I'm really starting to understand how corruption really functions just with the race, how y'all had it, in real time when Miss Tooley ran for commissioner of, commissioner of number 3. When I seen that lady, whatever that lady name you just ran against, when I actually seen like snippets of her behavior, her mannerism, her character, I knew it was you should have won by a landslide. It shouldn't even been a runoff. But the corruption in politics, but Yahuwah overrode that doggone corruption, because there was no way if they would have had their way that you would have got that seat. She would have ran for another how many terms had not Yahuwah intervened, and then the people that supported, the movement in the campaign and all the effort and the finances that went behind it. So I know change is coming, and that's inspiring for me, knowing that I'm over here in Arizona, and these people, man, they so bad. They just arrested so many of those people that tried that election interference. A bunch of them got arrested. I'm talking about a bunch of them. Yeah. And this was a swing state, this as well as Georgia was. So if it's at the high level, in order to get to a high level, it has to start at a low level. I know that much. And I can only imagine everything that y'all went through, all the destructive planning and all the shadow banning and, all of that stuff, but just when people got integrity, like Ra said, and people are just genuinely, good people that want to do the right thing, that's always going to prevail, whether it be at the end or at the beginning. That's always going to prevail. That's just the way Yahuwah got it set up, and I give him tahali for it, because, like I said, I'm a couple thousand miles away, but I'm really considering trying to get out there to Rockdale County, Newt. I think Wisdom Simone had wrote a song a couple years ago about when she took a bus and came to Rockdale. Yeah, rock the ballot.
Listen, we do appreciate Tula. A lot of people, I know she's humble about how many people came to her that told her that they were leaving. There's a lot of people were moving out of the convention. We were moving. If she didn't win, we were moving. We were done. Because if people don't want to do better for themselves, and then this is the thing for us, my wife, and I appreciate my wife. She's a very intelligent woman. People don't know this, like she's quiet. My wife is not. My wife is an educated woman. My woman is not an idiot. My wife is very intelligent.
Yeah.
Have a concern about her soul, and people love people, white, black, and ain't just saying it for no political. That's just who she is. People know they say. The people came in like our son. Those people came out because they know her. They dealt with her. They saw her do things for them. She don't talk about what she do for people. She'll give people do. She don't even tell me. She just don't. She don't make. And I guess I did. She don't.
Right.
She keeps moving.
Wow, man.
She puts in. And there was a lot of people that have people come here and tell you, listen, you was my hope. If you didn't get it, I was leaving, because I just had to these people.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. Then you look at Newton. People I have people, you need to worry about your own county. I'm a pastor. When you love people, man, you love people everywhere.
That's a long reach.
If I'm standing up and I'm confronting the board of my commissioners, you hear me, about somebody in your home was trying to kill my kid. Do you understand how fresh, how hurting that is? That I'm talking to every guy, and if people see here, you see the people should have been outraged. They should have pulled them people out. That's hold on, y'all coming down today. You can't do this. Citizen, your kid's gonna be, because I know where the drugs are at. Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. I know the sheriff down there, great guy, Ezel Brown in Newton County. They just had an issue down here where an officer pulled a woman over, took her behind the school, and raped her. Okay, this happened. This ain't 5 years ago. Now they found the condom he throwed out here. Apparently, he comes out and he's saying, this is new. Listen, other officers rolled back there while she was being raped, and they pulled back out. I have a wife. My daughter lives down there.
Right.
If my daughter got raped, let me tell y'all something. Hands down. You can take the police where you want to. I'm handling that myself. Listen,
I know that's right.
Y'all ain't got enough. I'm coming. Listen, I'm coming slinging. Y'all can take it. You can record it. You can mail it wherever you need to mail it. I'm going to be judge and jury. My wife get raped. My daughter get raped.
Right. Yeah.
I kill myself. Think about a woman laying there being raped, and these sorry citizens in Rockdale, these sorry citizens in Newton County, y'all sorry that y'all sat here and all you do is care about yourself.
And then And then the person that's supposed to serve and protect is the assailant. Come on, man. It don't get no worse than that. The one that you call on for help is the one that's victimizing you. Come on, man.
We know better. Our chief executive officer here, he got the same charge before he had in Augusta, and they knew this, and they still reelected him. Now he's out now. I know it. We were friends. I never knew that. I hadn't talked to him because I'm disgusted.
Wow.
I don't agree. I watch all these people that's okay with people that rape women.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong with your mind.
Yeah. And you know what?
Women don't even care in Rockdale County. They don't fight for rapists.
That river run deep. That ain't just started. That's been handed down from administration to administration. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. But on a lighter note, I want to say something. I had posted a post about a young lady by the name, y'all may know as Britt. I had said, man, what can't this family do? I seen her do. I seen the garb that she had on, the pink garb. That she walked around with. I'm sitting here looking like. I said, okay, hold on now. Let me get this straight. I say, Miss Tooley, successful. Successful. Bryce, successful. Austin, successful. The babies, successful, running campaigns and commercials. And then Britt, I say, man, what is it? I said, why can't these people?
Everybody is successful.
But you know what? But when you got a mind, like I say, when you got a mind to do right, it's just right to do right and it's just wrong to do wrong. You're gonna see the fruits of the labor. The reward is always going to outweigh the labor, and I just give you a thanks for that, because I tell you what, y'all ain't, like I say, y'all are not people to just talking heads. Y'all put action behind it, And when I saw Miss Tooley's acceptance speech about being man, that thing even brought me to tears, because I just. She thanked everybody that she possibly could. She didn't leave anyone out. Made everybody felt just as important as winning the race, as though they won it, and not just her. That we won this. We done this together. It's not that I won. We won this. And that made me. I felt invigorated and empowered. Like I won too, because I supported much as I could way across here, just to knowing, like, hey, anybody in Georgia, I got friends and family members of thinking about moving in. Man, y'all go down there and check them out. That's where y'all need to be, because change is coming now. And if it can start there, it can get viral and it can spread abroad. And this is just the beginning of something great. So, but again, it's been a pleasure tonight. We had a lot of great.
Yeah, we appreciate
great. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been fighting. I've been really fighting this myeloma. It's kicking my butt a little bit, because that fibromyalgia they kind of teaming up on me. But I ain't gonna sit here and tell no lie like Ross say. Don't say you've been fighting all your life, but I've been fighting a mighty long time. And as the old church song say, I've been fighting a long time and I ain't tired yet. But yeah, I'm just glad to be here tonight. I look back and thank President Joe, Dr. Joe. I had actually called her on the phone prior to an appointment I had that was going to determine if I was going to be eligible for disability benefits. And she gave me some words of advice and encouragement, and said what to expect when I had to go get that evaluation. You were still in New Jersey at the time. And she gave me that advice. And I talked to those people to the letter, verbatim, of what she told me, and it turned out in my favor. And like I said, that's not just talk. She put action behind it, and I saw the results of it. If you follow the script, you'll get the results that you're looking for. So Again, you know, Two Minds in the Mic, Fabulous 4, best broadcast on the planet.
Appreciate
I can't express it enough. You know, y'all just, I just a hard y'all. I really do. I mean that from the bottom of my love. Y'all guys are amazing. Y'all are. I actually got the hurrah. Y'all believe this? And I had a chance to stand by her, Miss Tooley. This is a true story, y'all. If you don't believe, I got pictures, but I won't. You know, those off limits. You know what I'm saying? Just take my word for it.
We saw them.
Take my word for it.
That's why you got to eat together. We appreciate it too. We appreciate it. You know, we appreciate all of our great supporters and listeners. Those that,
yes.
got, you know, comments they put in. We had a great sister on there as well, Saint Simone, who was on there earlier. Very powerful sister. She has to be in and out. She's really fighting cancer, and I appreciate her love, her strength, her resolve. She
My Palala with her.
With the CJ, appreciate you so much, CJ, for coming in and talking with us. That's what we need. More conversation about real issues. We can not agree about something, but we don't have to disagree to where we have to kill each other. We can respect one another's opinion. And still, you know, this election taught us so much. Tula and I was people, oh, you can't build up with this person. You can't tell us this. And we made a video, and she made a video and told people, I was friends with people before this election. I look to be friends after and have other new friends. It was people, you can't stand by that person. They feel, and these people lost. They waste so much time and lost. I never seen trivial people in your life.
Wow.
We can be friends, and I don't agree with your ideology. I mean,
that's right.
Friends, you know, just friends, and I have to look at what's better. People mistake what friends is. You my friend, you gotta hate who I hate. What's the reason?
Yeah.
And why we instead of hate, why we just cannot don't agree with something versus hate. Sometimes we use hate with a feeling and emotion versus like Trump. I don't hate Trump. I disagree with some of his rhetoric. There are some things Trump says good. Hey, let's build it back, the infrastructure. I think the immigration should come through a proper channel. I agree with a lot of things he said on it, but because of the detriment of what he said, that outweighs the other. You talking about killing people? Everybody, come on, man. No, that don't make. Who's going for it? That's total. That's going to be total destruction. We already saw January the 6th. It will people against that made no sense. Respect the poll. Rock didn't do that. It were people that were said nobody called for the kill of nobody. Come on, the people spoke.
Yeah.
Hey, it didn't work out. It's America. That's what we do. Respect the people's voice. I tell you what, if I don't get elected, it's gonna be hell, stone, and brimfire. Come on, man.
Bloodbath and all that.
Tula tell we had the conversation. I said, listen, either way this go. You ran a good race, and you hold your head up for that. That's our. I should tell you.
Did say that.
I know. That's what we're gonna do. The people spoke, and that's what they chose. And she's gonna be a lady to uphold her promise, her word of what she's gonna do for people. But it's gonna take time. It's gonna take the people that elected. Don't sit home and just count. She's gonna need your support there to say, "Hey, these are our causes." Show your face, speak up, let it be known. And we need to work on these other counties. Rockdale County can be, listen, it can be the epitome for all these other counties. People can pivot off of us and see change can happen. It can work for every race and color. We can build ourselves stronger and make it a safe place that you can live. You can live here. That's all you want to do. Let's just live and treat each other right. Ever said all that. Confederate, we appreciate you. I know you went on that color. We over our time, y'all. We know we over the time. When Love Doctor go out, unfortunately, for those that knew, he has to go and he has to boo-boo. He has bubble guts. His stomach goes off at 10:30. He wears a diaper. So at 10:31, he automatically defecates on himself. And that's to his new wife. But we appreciate y'all. Confederate 48, you know that we're a hobby. A hob, for those that don't know, that's the Abari word that they would say, Hebrew word for love, affection. So we're a hobby. Listen, we always hope that we came, and we appreciate you for opening up your home, your ears, giving us your time, and most of all, your heart. And hopefully we spoke to your heart, because your comments and being here spoke to our heart. We appreciate you for this time you've given us that you could have done so many other things with. And hopefully we left something with you that you'll wake up tomorrow or even tonight and you'll look at how you'll become proactive for change, not just conversation. Conversation is good. Then after that, we got to take actions. I remember saying, and I'll say this before I finish, Dr. King's grandmother told him about two great men one time that spoke. She said one man spoke and they stood up and the people cheered and they clapped when he finished. She said when the next man spoke, they said, let's march on Rome. Let's march on Rome. Hey, I gotta ask you, did you mind? You tell me you always mind. Every Thursday night right here on what? Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. on two mics and my man. If nobody's told you they love you, hey, we love you. Now let me just call it hard. Tuli, President Joe, no good love dot who gonna take a dump. Take us home. Yeah. Now we gotta get our saying. We're gonna go first. We're gonna pick somebody. Confederate, we're gonna pick you first. This is a saying off the top of the dome. You on the side, you give us one. Off the top of the dome, I ain't even thinking of that yet. Come on, Confederate, give us something off the top of the dome you leave for us tonight.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, here we go. If you don't take the chance, you don't stand the chance.
Okay, I like that. Y'all hear that? If you don't take a chance, you don't stand a chance. I got you. Isn't that right? Ooh, that's all right now. Huh? What you got for a Resident Joe? I ain't even thinking of nothing yet. Let me say.
Educate yourself and evolve.
Okay, I'll take that. Educate yourself and evolve. I guess I would say love, even when love don't seem convenient, you can't lose. What you got? Well, that's it. Hey, love, even when it don't seem, sometimes it seem like it'd be better to hate. It seems like it's more convenient, but love, even when it's not convenient to love, you can't lose. What you got for us, Tuli?
Standing creates stability.
Oh, here we go. She read something off the wall. Let me go ahead and read this off the wall.
That's original.
She turned because she done read it off the wall.
I did not.
You cheater.
Oh,
You're a cheater.
I didn't cheat, honestly.
Okay, whatever. Chestnut said a hog too, and Rashida said a hobby Confederate.
You well.
I got one though.
Go ahead. All right, what we got for the night? We go.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Let's give it this. If you forget to wipe, things can't get crappy. Oh, if you forget to wipe, things.
What in the world? If you forget to wipe, things could get crappy.
That is true. So wipe and be happy. Right, some of them. That's wow. You got them come out in the drought. Come on, what you got for us?
Come on, Miss Tuli. You get an official one, and then you get your manufactured one.
I did. So this is manufactured. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change.
That's right.
That summed that one up. That got that as well, I'll say.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
Get out of here.
Good job, y'all.
Appreciate all y'all dogs. We appreciate you. She said, oh yeah, they said enjoyed the conversation. Appreciate y'all too. Come on, Tuli.
We're about to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and a mind. Two nights and a mind. Two
and of mine.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until next
We'll
time.
have you, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Don't forget, 7:30 p.m. The Well Y'all. Come on, let's do it.
7
people. Everybody.